Yo, you tuned in to Gorilla Cross Radio.
Broadcasting live from downtown Las Vegas, you're tuned in to Gorilla Cross Radio.
Welcome to Let the Ball Bounce. This your host, Dre Bailey.
And this your man, Bruce Thomas. What it is, peoples?
Mr. Bill Blockham Logan in the building, man. This is what we do. We give you guys the best of sports talk radio. Quan was looking at me, couldn't wait for me to mess up. He couldn't wait for me to mess up. Man. Look, man, I got like a pre-game ritual that I do sometime to myself or on the ride here, man, where I'm constantly giving out information for Let the Ball Bounce Sports Talk Radio and making sure that I say my words correctly. I try to, when I listen to the show, I always encourage our guests and listeners and even our co-hosts to listen to the show just to see how we sound, make sure that we perfect every word, pronunciate every word that we can best to our knowledge, man. So with that being said, man, I appreciate you guys chiming in to the best sports talk radio show in the land, man. You can follow Let the Ball Bounce on Twitter, and that's with one T. I like, look.
I did it with the hum.
I think you should hum. I think you should hum from now on.
I like that. I do.
It's pretty dope, man. Follow Let the Ball Bounce on IG, man. Hit us in our DM, man. Please hit us in our DM, man. And just follow us on IG, man. We got a lot of good pictures. Sometimes we put the show on there and little clips and things like that. Follow Let the Ball Bounce at gmail.com if you want to be a sponsor of the show, man. This is what we do, man. We want to make sure that you get your business out there. But look, man, you guys are listening and watching for free, but to be a sponsor is not free. No. Okay, there's a lot of free things in this world, and that's one of them. One of them to be a sponsor for the Let the Ball Bounce Sports Talk Radio Show is not it, but it's affordable, very, very affordable. Okay, you have your bronze, your silver, and your gold packages and things like that, man. So let us know if you want to be a sponsor of the show, man, and get your business out there, man. Why not put your business on the best sports talk radio show in the land, man? Last time I checked, man, when we was on AM 720, man, we was up to like 50,000 listeners on that joint, man. Serious, man.
On a Sunday at 11 at night.
For 30 minutes.
True story.
True story, man. We got numbers every week. It was like, here's your numbers every week. They love it.
That's great.
So look, man, we need you guys, man. We need you guys to continue to support us, man. Let the Ball Bounce on Facebook, where we got the hottest sports talk page in the land, man. We are here to talk to you guys a lot about sports today, man. I'm going to go ahead and just keep talking so you guys can share the live feed right now. Makes no sense why you should not be sharing the live feed. Go ahead and go in your inbox right now. Share the live feed to every one of your friends. If they defriend you for it, oh well. It's fine.
They wasn't the homie no way.
All right. Look, it's okay to not be liked. A la Isaiah Thomas. It's okay to not be liked. If they don't like you, who gives a damn?
Yeah.
Right? Got a lot of sports to talk to you guys about, man. We got NBA.
And like you said before the show, never apologize.
Never apologize, man. Especially for something that you did in the past that you cannot change the outcome. It happened. You know, sometimes people say, well, man, I apologize for what I did to you back in the 80s. Well, you know what? At that time, I meant it. So why would I apologize for something that I meant back in the day? Now, it may have been immature or whatever, but I'm not, it's just hard for me. I can only speak for myself. I'm not asking you guys to adopt my ways.
And I will never apologize for blocking anyone. You deserved it. I don't need to hear from
and that's a fact.
Or see you post or nothing.
Nothing. Nothing.
Goodbye.
You don't want to mend any
No,
relationship?
bro.
Men for what?
People ask about you all the time, though.
For real.
On posts that
People
you're posting
ask
on
about
too.
you.
Hey, let it be a guessing game. Let it be a mystery.
I'm a cool dude, but don't
Cross me.
Don't try me.
Don't
take me
cross
to
me.
that point, man.
Don't take you to that point. Look, man, it's okay to block people on Facebook, man.
Don't cross me.
Look, man, we come to you guys getting ready to talk about NBA.
Calling me a
Uh-oh.
rape
Oh.
apologist.
Oh, yeah, come on, man.
Oh, yeah. That's
Come on, man.
that's
Well,
a
you
big-
know.
Oh, if I'm that, let me move out your
Well,
way.
guess what though? This is what I like. This is what I like for everybody, for the haters. I like when people actually come out to you and tell you how they feel about you.
Sure.
At least that lets me know who I'm dealing with and how to handle you. It's the people who constantly scroll and don't say nothing, who talk bad about you, but still your friend.
That's tough. Yeah, that's tough.
That's
I got
kind of
two
tough.
grown. I got two grown daughters. How can I be a rape apologist? Wow. But I'm gonna let you call me that if you want to.
Yeah,
That's
well,
fine.
they talk bad about
Yeah,
Jesus.
they did.
How'd that work for
That's why I don't even. If Jesus got it, who am I?
Right.
Jesus.
Right.
Look,
Jesus called it.
Look, we had a
I'm out your way.
we had a known bigot in 2020 call up to the show 2 weeks ago and gave us all type of N words.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy.
Hey, we appreciate you for actually listening to the show. You're helping us.
Transferred energy.
Yeah, that's good energy. We'll take that energy.
We
Transferred energy.
appreciate you.
Yeah. Look, we got a guest on the show today, man.
we do.
Mr. Coach James McCall in the building, man. What's
He's
up
not a
with it?
guest anymore.
Well, no, he's been here a couple of
not
times.
a guest
bro.
anymore.
Good day.
You can go in the refrigerator, man. Get your own stuff.
Look, this
Ain't no
man
guest.
is from Detroit. He is a Detroit Pistons fan. He is a Detroit Lions fan. Anything out of Detroit. I mean, I think him and somebody in his family helped put the roof on the Hitsville USA building.
Wow.
My dad did have opportunity to work with
And that's what I'm saying. That's how rooted he is in Detroit. So we need to have a person like that on today's show. Speaking of this last dance that we will be talking to you guys about
Rock
with
City.
this Michael
313.
Jordan. Yeah.
a tough time.
I went to
Now to
school.
watch
I
this
went to
back.
school with some dudes from the D.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was some cool brothers.
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I went to college
From-
with a lot of
from-
girls. I gave that D2.
Wowzer.
Oh my gosh.
And I was at a D2.
Old English style.
Yikes. Wow. D2 at a D2. Yeah. Copy that.
Look, man, we got a lot of sports to talk to you guys about. NBA, MLB,
Yep.
NASCAR,
Yes.
NFL.
Yeah.
But we come to you guys with a heavy heart today, too. Because life doesn't stop. We're hoping everybody is safe right now from this COVID, however you want to pronounce it. We're hoping that you guys are safe and taking all of the precautions that you need to solidify your safety with your own family. And with that being said, man, life does not stop. And so, it's with a heavy heart, man. We lost one of our Let the Ball Bounce followers, members, brothers, family members. And he passed away last week, man.
He epitomized fandom.
Yeah.
When you talk about somebody that was a fan, like it didn't matter what the Bears did wrong. And they did a lot of stuff wrong. Reginald White
Yes.
did not care.
He didn't care, man. That was his team.
When he
Bear
came,
down, hashtag.
when he came to the meet and greet when we went to Bourbon Street and watched the game,
Yes, sir.
and he was sitting on the couch next to me.
Yeah.
He was throwing them little jabs about my Cowboys. I'm
Yeah.
like, hey, man. He thought I didn't hear him. I hear everything.
Yeah. That's right, man. Man.
Cool brother.
Man, great brother, man.
Reginald White passed away, man. We don't know why. We just know that he was doing, having, small little health issues with dialysis and kidneys and things like that, man. But we want to send a condolence to the Reginald White's family and big ups to Vance Lawhorn, man,
Super
for
dope tribute, man.
taking the pictures that we collectively was sent in the inbox, and we made sure that it got to Vance, and so Vance can do a small tribute on our Let the Ball Bounce page, and I posted it on his page, Reginald White's page today, man. Today's show is going to be, dedicated to one of Chi-Town's own,
Indeed, man.
Reginald White, man. So if you ever want to find this show, and we'll name it on YouTube, man, it'll definitely be called Reginald White's Chicago's Own, man. To just to tribute that show to him today, man. Kanye West from the Chicago too, right?
He did.
Can I get that instrumental to Home again? You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Our guy Reginald went home, man, and I would like to.
No more pain and suffering.
No,
Zero.
yeah, I would love to dedicate this song to Mr. Reginald White, man. We appreciate you, man. We love you, man. We miss you, and sometimes life, deals us a bad hand, and the best we can do, man, is play that hand. Not look at the hand and throw it in. It's play that hand, man. And so Reginald White played the hand that he was dealt, bros. And that's the bottom line, man. So
And put up his dukes and fall for as long as he could.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
he did.
yeah,
He never talked about
And didn't
his
talk about it.
illness
Exactly.
at all, ever. Being around Reg, you wouldn't have thought anything was wrong with him
yeah,
because he never ever talked about it. He just went on with life. Didn't want anyone feeling sorry for him.
yeah.
He went on with life. I got a fraternity brother right now, and I speak about him all the time, man. Our guy said, who has been on dialysis for a decade.
Yeah.
And this is not anything new. He's talked about it. I'm not telling y'all something that he wouldn't want said. But Cedric has remained strong. We stay on him. Hey man, you went and got that blood cleaned?
Yeah.
I need to know.
Yeah.
Did you go get the blood cleaned or no?
Yeah.
If no, go. Yeah, man.
No,
I just
I'll take you.
man. Every other day,
Yeah.
got to get that blood clean.
And so
yeah,
that is special, man. We don't want to forget these people. LaToya Nicole, man.
yes indeed.
It's really hard, man, to have a group of friends and family, and you develop a bond over the course of time with these people. You may not see each other every day. It's kind of like social. We've been social distancing. We get together once a year or maybe twice a year for the Let the Ball Bounce meet and greet. But that it doesn't take away the closeness that you have with someone. You don't have to see them every day.
Right.
And us here at Let the Ball Bounce want to definitely let Reginald White and his family know that we're always going to be here for him. And then you too, Coach McCall. Coach McCall lost his oldest sister, and was she still in Detroit?
Kalamazoo.
She was in Kalamazoo.
Kalamazoo, Western
Yeah.
Michigan.
And this was literally 3 or 4 days ago, man. And
She
so,
was a professor at
At Western,
yeah,
Western
see?
Michigan Broncos.
right?
Yeah.
And so we salute these people, man, who have made an impact and done big things and played the cards that they were dealt, man. That's the bottom line, man. We cannot give up, man. This pandemic that's going on right now in the world, man, don't let this get you down, man. We've been through 400 years of slavery. We've been through bigotry. We've been through all type of things as a people. I'm pretty sure we can get through this.
Yeah.
That's being positive. To all you negative people that are listening to the show, transfer some of that energy this way, man, because we're going to turn it into positive for you, man. Every time, man.
We're
And so-
going to keep on playing board until we get that 10 hand.
Come on
That's
now,
it. That's it.
so we can run that old Boston
That's
Yes.
it, man.
Two negative.
All I got is
charges.
board.
Yeah.
Positive.
every
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
every time.
All I got is board.
That's
Yeah.
it.
That's
But
all I
we're
got.
not done yet.
No,
We ain't done
Game
yet.
ain't over. We ain't at 500 yet.
Nah.
Huh? We ain't at 350.
So
Sit
Cards
down.
can change.
Sit down.
Yeah, cards can change.
Sit down. Yes,
if
indeed,
you listen
man.
to the show right now and you at home right now, we're going to give you 5 seconds to get up and get your butter drink
yeah, man.
or a shot or something, man. We're about to take a shot for Coach McCall's sister, man, and Mr. Reginald White, man. We got that young Jackie boy,
The Jackie boy.
that Jackie Daniels over here, man.
JD.
So, JD in the building, man. So we're going to give a shot to all our fallen soldiers, man, out there, man. Don't worry about the hand you're dealt. Just play it.
Play it.
Play it.
All right? Salute.
Playing, man.
Luke.
Yeah, put a hand on your chest.
Like Martin.
Put a hand on your chest. Speaking of Western Michigan, Vegas has some ties to Western Michigan, just a little bit.
Okay.
One of our, we call him the Prince of Las Vegas, man. James Big Game Manor.
Okay. Yeah.
He was a Metro officer here. He passed away in the line
Rest
of
in
duty.
heaven.
Played at Western Michigan. He played at Weber State. Then he played the rest of his college ball at Western Michigan.
Must have
man.
been a very good man.
Yo, he was a solid dude, man. A hell of a guy.
Yeah.
And a hell of an athlete.
He was a good guy, man.
One of the top 5 athletes, total athletes that I've ever played against.
Wow.
He was a football and a basketball player, and he was tremendous at both.
There needs to be some type of, I ain't gonna say monument, but a Jamie Day.
Yeah.
It has
Well,
to be.
well, I know him and I actually shout out to Tay Manor, man. Yesterday was his birthday, man. We did the little drive by at his crib, man. They do Jamie Manor Day where they do a 5K
Okay.
in his honor. Basically, the path
dope.
that he would run from his mother's house over there on Reverend Wilson. They line up at his mom's old crib, and they run his path that he would take on his run days.
That's dope.
Yeah, man. Jamie was a hell of a dude, man.
It's a hell of a thing to honor, man.
Absolutely.
Those who, transition
Absolutely.
To that next phase.
Absolutely, it is.
Hey,
Ain't
man.
no somber, nothing somber.
Yeah,
Get
it's just-
everybody out. Y'all laughing, y'all joking, y'all having a good time, and y'all doing what this person would do in this situation if he was here.
Positive energy.
Yeah, absolutely.
We love when the positive energy flows, man.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate everybody chiming in. Let the ball bounce. Sports Talk Radio, man. Your guy Dre Bailey,
man, Goose Tummy.
Bill Blockham Logan, our
Yeah.
special guest in the building today, Mr. Coach James McCall from the D, Detroit. And
Shout
so
out
we will
Vegas Sports Daily, man.
we will
Mike
talk.
Dixon.
Hey, man, big ups to Jose, man, for
Shout out
having
Jose, man.
Let
That
the
was
Ball
dope.
Bounce
That was
Sports
dope.
Talk Radio show on his podcast the other day, man. Pretty dope, man.
Indeed.
And we'll definitely do it again, man. It was fun.
Super.
Goose had a nice cigar and a nice drink.
Sir.
And, we were just trying to make sure that we help make your show live, man. So hopefully you got some positive feedback, man. And we always enjoy your positive feedback.
And you guys were super happy because you were able to cuss on this show.
Man, I was like, hey, Jose, can we cuss?
I don't
like,
even
yeah,
think I
man,
did. I
go
think I
ahead,
did
man.
once or twice, maybe.
Once he said it,
Oh, it was a wrap.
you guys let
Done
loose.
deal. It was a done deal. Look, man, we got somebody on the live feed, man, that I know all of us know and love. Mr. Melvin Ennis, aka Beetle,
Yeah.
our guy, one of my mentors. We committed 100 men. Definitely had a hand in changing my life. I don't know what he did for y'all,
Right.
but Melvin Ennis is that dude, man. Shout out to Beetle, man.
Beetle in
You
the
gotta show
building.
Beetle some love, man.
Yeah, man. Beetle in the
indeed.
building, man. This is what we do, man. And Let the Ball Bounce Sports Talk Radio, man. Please download the Gorilla Cross app on your phone and follow your guys, man.
Sure.
We got a lot of sports to talk to you guys about. What you want to dive in first? NBA? Let's go ahead and get NBA out.
Might as
man.
well. Might as well. Let's do it, man. The NBA right now, they're in talks of bringing the season back, of course, but 2 selected places. I'm not sure if they want to send the Eastern Conference to this place, Western Conference to this place, but I mean, if you were to do that and have 2 separate sites, that would probably make sense, right? I could be wrong. It probably makes sense. But one site, obviously, Walt Disney, where they have that big complex in Lake Buena Vista, Florida. Huge complex where they play all the AAU tournaments, whether it be basketball, baseball, doesn't matter. They play all the AAU stuff there. I mean, I think that could probably work, but it's been mentioned, and I know Quan mentioned it before the show, hotel rooms. What are we doing to accommodate these athletes so they're self-quarantined together?
Well, I heard that if they do it in Florida, Orlando, that's where it is, Orlando.
Yeah, Orlando.
That they can do a small drive to where the G5 strip club is in Miami. And G5 has like these apartment complexes that they put their strippers in sometime when they come from in and out of town. I don't know.
That's
just
a
messing.
long
I'm just
way from
messing.
Orlando.
I'm just messing with y'all. But I'll make that drive. You won't?
I mean, look. That's an off the air conversation.
I would make that drive.
But no, it's funny because my flag football team, man, shout out to Sick With It, man, Mark Gray and all them boys, man. We go to Orlando every year for the World Flag Football Tournament.
Yeah.
Every single year for the last 4 years we've gone. We always rent like a mansion when we go. It's like 20 bedrooms in this crazy mansion.
Yeah.
And, it sleeps, so many people comfortably. So
Y'all bring your own sheets or y'all sleep on other people's sheets?
it's they have like managers, property managers that do all of the cleaning.
The cleaning,
and they do everything.
All right.
They come equipped with their own, washer and dryer and all of that good stuff. So I think, something like that, would possibly work. The team's renting like 3-4 houses, whatever the case may be, to house the team and the staff, medical staff and trainers and all of that good stuff. So, I mean, I just want basketball. I just want sports back, man. However y'all gonna do it,
Well, my thing is,
make it happen.
what is wrong with the arenas and their facilities?
Mhm.
Can't you do the same thing?
I mean,
That's my thing.
I think it's more of a control thing.
Mhm.
You can have
Yeah.
a controlled environment.
Sure.
You can have a controlled environment.
sure,
So, you can control the personnel, testing,
right,
all that
right,
stuff.
right. Because that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna end up testing people. They're gonna end up testing like once a week, minimum. Once a week.
I don't think sports is ever going to be the same, at least for a while, a couple of years.
Right.
People are so afraid of this thing, and rightfully so if you're one of those people. Okay. But having a large group of people in one big setting is going to freak some people out. That's kind of what, and we'll get there with the Allegiant, Stadium here. But just having all these people in one setting, I think that's going to change.
Well, now, mind you, too, Von Miller, he caught it in the stay-at-home, era,
Yeah.
and now he's negative.
Well,
So
his
it's like-
immune system
That's
should be good.
But what I'm saying is, so it's not a death sentence, especially if you
No.
are a healthy person and you finally
No.
you end up catching whatever. You can get cured from it.
Well, there's a lot of things. See, us as people, we really need to educate ourselves. If you think that COVID is a death sentence, so is the flu, so is depression, so is anxiety, so is obesity,
Pneumonia.
AIDS,
That's definitely a death.
hepatitis.
Tuberculosis.
Catch tuberculosis if you want to.
How about leaving your house and not knowing if you'll make it back safely?
Right.
Waking up in the first place.
There are
Suicide
There are
from not being able to work.
Yeah.
There are a million things that could be a death sentence if you allow it.
Yes, sir.
Come on, man. I'm not a preacher. But these things should be common sense sometimes.
Common sense.
Sometimes when things happen around the world, all common sense just get thrown out of the
Tossed
window.
out, bro.
What happened to that?
It's just a matter of how long are you going to take somebody coughing behind you before you get fired up.
Dude, I would get fired up if COVID never came out.
And somebody
wouldn't
You
even
called-
can't
matter.
be coughing behind me,
It wouldn't
dog.
even matter if COVID came out or not. That wouldn't matter.
How many times a person coughed or was talking and some spit came out of their mouth while they were talking, and they, unbeknownst to them, they may not have known it, but I make it known
Right.
by
Hey.
not telling you. I do like this. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
There'll be some world star moments. More world star moments.
But I'm just
Oh,
saying, man,
man.
we cannot be afraid to keep living, man.
I remember in January, because I work in the city, and we are in our break room in the morning before we get our job, dude. There's just 25 dudes in there.
Yeah.
Then you got dudes coming to work trying to battle through colds, and some of them
Happens every day.
Yeah,
Happens every day, B.
and it's like, wasn't nobody really worried about then. Then when COVID came out, now everybody's worried about, well, if you sneeze or cough, they looking at you like, hey, man.
Yeah.
But really, who's gonna go to a buffet?
And you know what?
No, ain't
that
nobody
may
going to a buffet.
affect how Las Vegas runs, because Las
is.
Vegas runs a lot off of buffets.
Yep.
And standing behind. I mean, I've had my plate at a buffet before, and I'm walking to go grab, let's just say, some short ribs by the Koreans that they have in the
Good
list
short
section.
rib. Those,
Right?
Yeah. Main Street Station.
It'd be a person that come and cut right in front of me. And now the distance thing is like
yeah, it's cut off.
my chest touching their back. Like, hold on, man. I was about to put my food. There's a such thing as buffet etiquette, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
People, it's a free for all. But
If you
I
drop
think,
something, leave it on the floor, man.
Contingency plans are going to be heightened to the
That's-
moon.
and
now.
and that's what I'm
With
saying.
everything that's
now,
moving forward.
let's say a buffet capacity is 150, 200 people. Let's just say that. Will they shorten it now to like 70 people now? And now the
I'm
space
not
that
sure if
they
we
have.
see buffets open back up.
Wow.
Wow.
I mean, because if you think
not
about
sure.
it, people are talking and breathing over the food that you're about to get.
But also the people that cooking your food in like regular restaurants.
Yeah.
They're breathing over your food and then they serving it to
Yeah.
you.
I mean, if you
I mean, so-
if you can't open a buffet, a regular restaurant gotta be out. It's the same thing.
Well,
basically.
I think the occupancy will be much lower.
Yeah.
The food
And that makes
transfer is
sense.
totally different. You're bringing all this food out to the buffet, switching it out, different workers, standing back there, and then
Sure.
hundreds of people just walking by that food the
Yeah.
whole time. If they're cooking it back there in a regular restaurant,
It's only a certain
taking it
amount
from
of
that
people.
to you to your table, it's going to be different.
I guess what I meant is somebody is still over your food.
Always. I mean,
Always.
you can't avoid.
Can't avoid
we're
that.
not going to be able to avoid all contact. I mean,
Can't.
No,
that's-
we
You
can't.
can't. It's impossible.
Because as a kid, I found it more hazardous watching my cousin get the cuckabugs pressed out of her head than COVID right now. that
With that good hot comb.
that good hot comb. I'm just saying, bros. It's all bad.
Not the cuckabugs.
The bad part though is that, man, it's gonna take most people developing an immunity to it, which means almost everybody got to get it on some level.
I'm
But you
starting
still-
to think I had it
But
already.
you still see people. You still see people eating at these fast food restaurants.
Mhm.
And I mean, when this came out, now it's time to start doing stuff to boost your immune system.
Right.
But you still eating McDonald's. You still eating Burger King.
Yeah.
Well, and they shut down all the health food stores and
Well-
kept open fast food restaurants.
Most
Yeah.
of these restaurants should use this as an opportunity to get in there and clean your place to the best of your ability. Because I mean, there's a line outside of a certain, chicken wing spot over here, and sometime when I go in there, sometime that floor's still dirty. I'm like, maybe y'all should take opportunity
Yeah.
to
Redo
to
these things.
reseal
Yeah, we see this thing.
this floor before I get these young wings. But matter of fact, can I get them 20 wings fried hard, please?
Well, I think that'll be one of the contingency plans. Is these people gonna have cleaning throughout the whole operation of their
Yeah.
store?
As they
Wiping
should
that-
anyway.
That should happen
If you're an
anyway.
entrepreneur,
But you know-
good time to open up a cleaning.
Back in the day, this was last
Don't
year.
give people the blueprint.
Yeah.
Well, it's okay. You can give people the blueprint. I can give anybody the blueprint. You just got to be able to have the what's the word? Drive to go out and make it happen.
The wherewithal.
Hey, right now, Coach James McCall just gave you guys a great idea. During this COVID situation that we're going through right now, it is a good time to open up a cleaning company. Get it certified, get your LLC popping, get your insurance popping. But you got to actually know how to clean, though. You can't
Please.
Can't go to the dollar store and buy cleaning.
Nah, man, you can't do that,
Please.
man. You got to get professional, industrial grade.
Get you some
Yes.
industrial cleaning products,
Yes.
please.
Yes.
Oh man, I got a good cleaning lady, man, that come to my house, man. What kind of cleaning material she use? Fabuloso.
Now, Fabuloso is good, but that's not industrial.
I need something that will kill this COVID.
And all other viruses.
Not mask it.
Yeah.
I don't need a masking
All
agent.
other viruses.
Right.
Kill the COVID.
Kill the COVID, man.
Hashtag kill the COVID. Yeah, man.
Look, man.
Oh, man.
Going right to MLB, man.
Yeah, man.
Baseball.
The talk is right now with Major League Baseball, and we're going to tie Little League Baseball into this too because I'm sad about it.
Yeah, we missed it. The entire world missed it.
Oh my God.
They missed it.
Oh God.
And the Negro Leagues.
Yes.
We need
we're gonna talk about that too.
Definitely going to talk about that. Right now they're looking at a June, end of June, middle part of June tentative start.
That's tentative too.
Tentative. It's tentative. I would like to see, because we talked about this before, about baseball and how not having a crowd doesn't affect the game as much as, say, basketball or football, right? We've seen in recent memory a Major League Baseball game played in an empty stadium. If anybody remembers, I hate to bring this up, but when Freddie Gray was murdered,
And it wasn't murder by accident.
it was actually, well, it was an accident, but it wasn't. He was in the back of a of a paddy wagon, and the officer was driving recklessly.
Unbelievable.
But Freddie Gray, the week he was killed, and the protesters were out in Baltimore, a game was played in an empty stadium at Camden Yards. Game went on just fine. I mean, of course, you could hear the echo, all the way through the stadium of when the bat hit the baseball, but the game went on. I believe if you can empty out these stadiums and still play baseball. Now, from my understanding, they're talking about doing similar to what the NBA is doing, right? Doing where, having the teams come where Cactus League is played, and that's Arizona, all over central Arizona in the Phoenix area. As far as, the teams that are west or east of the Mississippi, they're going to Florida. All of those teams. So it can be done. It's just a matter of logistics at this point. And that's with both the NBA and Major League Baseball.
My thing is, these stadiums, they might need to look at reconfiguring seating. Reconfigure,
like
6 feet apart, 6 feet apart from here.
Yeah, and then do like every
2
5
chairs,
or
like
every
if you
10.
come with if you come with your spouse or something like that, you and your spouse can sit together. But there's a 6 feet span between the next seating and behind you, because a lot of times they're right on your head.
Man, they pack them in, bro.
And that might be an answer to some of the seating, some of the things they have with being in a big crowd.
This is just
You still get a big crowd there, but you still can have spacing between.
But you don't
fans.
agree that that's still a masking agent? I mean, that's just like me having a house with an alarm on it is going to deter somebody from breaking in my house who really wants to get in there?
But at least it's a contingency plan. At least it's a plan.
Is 10 feet
Because right
really
now-
working? I think that's
No,
what,
because Von Miller
6
got it
ain't
at
working.
home.
So did Slim
Yeah.
Thug.
Slim Thug got it at home.
yeah,
So
but
no.
Slim Thug also told you that he was inside. That fool was doing the most. They showed video of him outside doing
He was
the
doing
most.
the concerts. He said it. He said, "Yeah, man, I was doing the concerts."
But we
All
all
right.
we all was doing something
prior,
months back?
absolutely, no doubt.
around a whole bunch of people. So
Well, isn't this what Mayor Goodman said? She said that I'm gonna treat everyone as if they already have it. What's wrong with that part of what she said?
she didn't say anything wrong with that
No.
as far as me, because I already think that we've all been exposed to it.
That's not it. That's a no-brainer. We've all
Bros,
been exposed to it.
For
No question.
all you 420 smokers out there, when you're passing that blunt around, you are taking chances on hepatitis already, man.
Think of all of us that's past the 40 back in the day. Drink behind somebody, let alone.
Come on, bro.
I mean, bruh,
Let me get that brown paper bag, cook.
You know, my mom always told me, do not drink after nobody, because people will
I
spit
never
in their
did
own
that,
stuff.
but I know a lot of
Backwash.
people did do
Yeah, there's a lot of people back in the day, back in the early mid '80s, doing passing the 40 around. You know what
it
I'm
happened.
saying?
No question.
it. I get my own 40 if I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
You find out you tilting back that St. Ives.
I think
Mickey's.
Mickey's.
It was Mickey's.
Mickey's.
Yeah.
My sister used to drink Mickey's, bro.
Mickey.
My sister drank Mickey's,
Yeah,
bro.
me too. I used to.
We used to leave.
I got
we
the
used to
Mickey
leave the
tattoo.
lights.
You can't see it
We
now.
used to
because
leave
I'm
the
super
lights.
chocolate, but
We used to leave the lights.
That's
Go
a
right to the 7-Eleven, get
that's a
some
little
Mickey's.
hornet.
Get that Mickey's. That
see the
fat
lip
bottle.
hornet a little
the fat
bit.
bottle.
yeah.
The green fat bottle.
Mickey's
man.
was dope when it was extra cold.
Not
But
so
I-
much more.
No, not so much warm.
It's kind of
I-
like
I
like
think-
Heineken.
I think
Can't
as a
have it warm,
as a
bro.
baseball fan, with it being my first love, Goose's first love,
Yeah.
going to a game is gonna suck. Not going to a game,
Yeah,
that's
gonna
gonna
hurt.
suck.
it's gonna hurt. I had big plans.
Yeah, me too.
I used to live in Florida, and we hit the spring training.
Yes, sir.
Circuit.
The whole circuit,
See,
bro.
yep.
But you guys could get
Grapefruit League.
tickets to Florida games fairly easy because they have what 10, 15 people at home games.
You'd be behind the pole. You know,
Yeah.
it's terrible.
The Marlins. Brand new stadium too. This.
No, the Devil
weird.
Rays.
Oh,
Devil Rays.
Tampa.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's
Okay,
terrible.
Tampa.
Wow.
Tropicana.
At Trop Field, a horrible field, horrible stadium, horrible, pitiful.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
Wow.
the Negro League.
Yes, man.
100th year.
100-year anniversary
1920.
of the
May
Negro
2nd.
Leagues.
A lot of you listeners didn't even know that.
Wow.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Look, man, I
It's tragic. Tragic.
being a baseball guy and taking in the game the way I do, I always give respect because it's due to the Satchel Pages of the world, the Buck O'Neills of the world, the Roy Campanellas of the world, the Jackie Robinsons of the world, because it's due. These dudes were the epitome of greatness, and it was a reason why they weren't allowed to play Major League Baseball.
Pure dominance.
And it wasn't because they couldn't play.
And it was not because they could not.
I'm silent on that one now. I'm done.
Josh Gibson,
Yeah.
from the research that I've done, my favorite Negro League baseball player, Josh Gibson.
Better than Babe Ruth?
Sure. Better home run hitter. Absolutely. Has more career home runs than Babe Ruth. We looking at Josh Gibson with well over 800 home runs in his career.
Yikes.
Between the Negro Leagues and the Mexican League. Well over.
Well, you know, he didn't play against.
All right.
Nor did they.
I
Nor did they.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hello. We talked about some time ago, Young White Kid. It was a HBO special done on this, where this kid was probably 11, 12 years old at the time. He took it upon himself to research the Negro Leagues. And what he found was there were a lot of players still alive and breathing. So what he did was construct a Negro League baseball reunion of sorts, right? And brought all of these dudes every single year, brought all of these dudes together in one place, those that could make it, right? And I just thought that was the dopest thing in the world. You talking about a small child. This is a kid who understands this. A small white kid at that, who understands this. But we got black folk that don't understand the sacrifice that the Negro League put up. And even further than that, they don't even know what Black Wall Street is.
Oh,
They
tragic.
couldn't even tell you
Tragic.
what Black Wall Street was.
And it wasn't the Donna Wall at Rancho.
No, it wasn't. Or the Donna Wall on Donna.
And here's another thing a lot of them didn't know. That's another thing a lot of them didn't know.
Mhm.
The first lady to be inducted into Cooperstown, Effa Manley, she owned a Negro League team. She was the first woman to ever
Wow.
be inducted into it.
Wow.
It's tragic. Tragic that
She
people.
owned the Newark Eagles.
Wow.
In the
Look,
Negro
man,
League.
before
Wow.
you are willing to argue with someone about him history, know your history first.
Come on now. Please.
Come on, man. Use this quarantine period moment as an opportunity to further educate yourselves, whether it be reading, expanding your vocabulary, going back to school online somehow.
Yep.
These are the days where when the world opens back up, we should be a lot smarter.
A whole lot. But, you know.
You know what? I guess I'm not going to drink Jack no more. Sometime it gets me to preaching. Maybe that's what some of you preachers be drinking under the pulpit.
The Jack get you to talking about things.
That's what be in that little cup they drink.
Maybe. Maybe that's why they got that towel. They be
Yeah.
Sweating it out. But yeah, man, 100-year anniversary of the Negro Leagues.
100.
Man. Tons of players, man. We can go down the line and name.
Even some that you guys know.
Yeah,
Ernie Banks.
Yeah, Ernie Banks, absolutely. We
Hank
talking
Aaron.
about Major League.
Yeah. Willie
Major
Mays.
League All-Stars. All of these dudes played in Negro Leagues. All of them.
Yeah.
Roy Campanella,
Yeah.
Ernie Banks, Willie Mays, Jackie Robinson. All of these dudes played in the
Satchel
Negro Leagues.
Paige.
Satchel Paige.
But they handpicked us out of that league. Like,
really?
It should have, because we could have took a lot of positions.
Oh, no
away.
doubt about that.
It
It was
would've been
definitely a slow
completely
process. It was definitely a slow process.
What's the percentage of black players in major leagues now?
Right now per roster,
Very
the
low.
average is just extremely low. I'm thinking the average might be 2 per roster.
Wow.
So we looking at something like, if you're looking at a 25-man roster, what's that? 8%?
Yikes.
So if you go a couple
Black
more
Latin
years,
players are huge, though.
Yeah.
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 if you go a couple years from now, if it continues to project out like that,
Mhm.
you're gonna have the same levels
Mhm.
that you had when they first started integrating teams.
Sure.
Think about that. That's gonna be the
It's-
percentage of
it's-
African Americans playing that.
It's about at that. Now
Yeah.
we're starting to see and I'll say influx, spike of black players, especially really good black players coming along. It's slow, but it's coming. And I just want to see, first of all, I just want to see kids interested in the game. That's number one.
Yeah.
Because kids now, it's
They're not really
it's
interested.
boring.
It's
You
slow.
can't. It's slow. You're not. Look, it's not a fast thing like basketball, right? Where you can be 18, 19 and go straight to the league.
Yeah.
Baseball is it's so many intricacies involved in
It's
the
a
game.
technical sport.
It's technical.
Yeah.
You don't master the game until you're in your 30s. Let's be honest. Now let's talk about somebody like Barry Bonds, right? Who his godfather is Willie Mays. He was an MVP prior to him going to San Francisco, right? To be a part of the Giants.
With them young Pirates.
Boy, yes, indeed. He's a 4-time NL MVP, I believe. So he was good already, right? When he got into his 30s, he became really good.
Yeah, but that was the steroid.
Well, you already know that's gonna come up. That's gonna come up.
It's ridiculous, bros.
Hasn't tested positive, but that's another story.
Exactly.
We're gonna float from that. Kids now, the patience level is here when it comes to the game. But what they don't know, like any other game, basketball being one, you still have to wait to get good. You still have to wait your turn. And in the game of baseball, it's no different. You got to wait your turn.
Yeah.
You're not going to make the big bucks right off top.
And
It's not going to happen.
And it, like you was just saying, if you got a kid with that much patience,
Mhm.
and he goes out there and strikes out 4 times, he's
It's a
going to
wrap.
quit.
It's a wrap. He quitting.
You know what,
He
man? I
quitting.
can't hit the ball, man.
He
I
quitting.
quit.
He's quitting.
3 out
You know.
of 10 is a heck of a play.
Yeah.
Yep.
But, that's something you got to work on.
Yep.
You have to work on having a good eye. You got to
Yep.
work on batting all the time,
All of that stuff, man.
because it's so technical.
Yeah.
If you're not a home run hitter, just be a base hitter.
Yeah,
Just
absolutely.
be a guy that get base hits. Get on base.
Learn placement. I
Yes.
mean, Wade Boggs is one of my favorite hitters of all time. And he wasn't a power guy.
No.
He'd give you something every now and again, but he wasn't no power guy. Edgar Martinez, another one of my favorite hitters of all time. He wasn't no power guy. He'd give you something every now and again.
I'll give you 2. Pete Rose and Rod
Absolutely.
Carew.
Pete Rose is the best
These
ever.
dudes were just contact hitters, got on base.
Rod
TD.
Carew. Oh my. Just they would just they would take what was given to him.
Ricky
Tony
Henderson.
Gwynn,
Tony
you have to be in good
Gwynn.
shape.
Yeah.
He was like the Major League Baseball's
That's
like
real
first
talk.
slap hitter, right?
Yeah.
Like we look at slap hitting in softball, right?
Yeah.
Tony Gwynn was the equivalent of a slap hitter in softball.
Yeah.
And I don't think there was a year he was under 300. I could be wrong on that,
Probably was.
but I don't think it was a year he was under 300
we can find out.
as a batter. That's
We can
tremendous.
find out.
So
'Cause, no, he was
He
on
was-
base
he was
all the time. I was
official,
getting
bro.
a hit. Yeah.
If you go back to Bryce Harper's journey though here
Mhm.
in Vegas,
Mhm.
wasn't he like a sophomore when he dropped out of high school and finished at CSN or something?
yeah,
to that
he ended
effect?
up going to. I want to say it was his junior year. I could be wrong, but he went. I mean, but he was just that good though. Like it's a lot of guys you can say, well, this dude was good. Like Chris Bryant, also being from here. He finished out. He ended up going to college to play. So it took him a little while.
This
But
dude
on the
was
flip side, Bryce Harper he was just good,
Mhm.
and the scouts noticed that from the jump. So I think he might have played a year or 2 minor league baseball, and he was in the show.
Just imagine though the controversy if you take a high level prospect that in their junior year drop out of high school to pursue professional
Oh.
basketball.
Oh,
professional
it's a
football.
row. You can't do that.
Yeah.
You can't do that. There's no way. Baseball, no problem. Tennis, no problem.
This dude was a career 338.
Yes.
338 hitter.
If you hit 338 in one season, oh, you it.
And his only season where he hit under 300 was his rookie year, 82.
Wow. So he did hit under
289,
and that was
which is
289.
great. Every year after that, 317, 309, 353. I mean,
Did he have a 370 or 380 year? 1 year?
368, 394.
390. Yikes.
He had a 394 in
Oh.
94.
Oh. Tony Gwynn,
The
San
professor.
Diego's finest.
The professor at the plate.
Rod
TG.
Carew was California Angels though.
Yeah.
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 Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Them old California Angels, man. So yeah, man. Look, it's rare that we get this deep into baseball,
Love it though.
but being that today is what it is, we had to do that, man.
Yeah.
We had to do that. We actually might get some sports though, some live sports, man.
We might.
I mean, it's NASCAR, but
Now, NASCAR will resume with no fans at Darlington Raceway
yes,
on May 17th.
May 17th. Yes.
And I'm okay with that because usually the fans that are there, they're just there really to just
Take in the scene.
take in the scenery, see some speed. They love the loud noise. Enjoy some food from some good vendors.
You ever been to a NASCAR event?
Man, every time they come here,
Every
I take my son.
Oh my gosh. Might be the look. That
My
is
wife's
a
from Daytona.
it-
So
oh,
you go
wow.
there race week. Oh my
bro.
god.
Oh,
It's crazy.
man.
It's like All-Star Weekend every weekend.
Yeah.
You talking 120,000 people over a 3-day period.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
And so, as the entrepreneur I am, I was like, how do I become a vendor
Man.
to just sell water
Yep.
and French fries, maybe?
Show you some.
People like food.
Oh, yeah.
But going to NASCAR, and big ups to Brady, who always
Shout out Brady,
is
man.
on the track with his trailer, and just right there, man.
It's like a
Us
$10,000
having-
ticket, bro.
Yeah, man. Hey,
Infield, I think is $5,000. The back stretch, I think,
Yeah.
it costs the most. That's a $10,000
Yeah.
ticket to.
but just
to park
being
your RV.
infield, man, we out there playing catch with the
It's crazy.
football. We out there
It's
throwing the
crazy.
baseball around. We out there barbecuing.
Crazy.
We playing music. We drinking. We chilling.
Yep.
It's just hanging out.
Yep.
And so I really suggest if you've never been, once this COVID, however you guys want to pronounce it, once this is over with, go to a NASCAR
Please, man.
race, man,
Super
or
dope
just
weekend.
go for the weekend, man. It's super fun. You got kids, take them. They have fun.
What about the driver that was doing the simulation? Was that IRL?
Oh, we spoke about it a couple of weeks ago. Was that Larson?
Yeah.
And dropped the N word. Yeah, man, he did that. That happened.
It's still a racist sport. I'm not.
Oh, no doubt.
But we need to show up in numbers, though.
No doubt.
It's fun, though.
It
You know what I'm
is.
saying?
It is.
I get a couple of looks
Oh.
every
I
time, man. You know, you get people out
Jet
there.
black dude in dreads. What are you doing here?
That part.
What are you doing here?
That
Are
part.
you lost, sir?
You lost. You need to find your way out. You must be looking for the reggae concert, sir.
Down the road.
But let me tell you what I
Are
like.
you one of the workers here?
Right. Oh, wow.
Let me tell
Yeah,
you what I
that'll
like,
definitely
though,
come
is when I take my son and we got that young infield wristband.
Yeah. With the lanyard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
that's
belong
nice.
here.
That's nice. Or the box.
Yes.
Because sometimes we sit up at the box.
Richard Petty way.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, indeed.
So,
I don't know how they got in there, security, but
Right.
they stole those.
Right.
You need to go check. You need to go check, sir.
They stole the
We need
box.
ID,
Look,
fingerprints.
check it out, man. If you
Better not kneel.
into NASCAR, I know. Hey, speaking about kneeling, Colin Kaepernick switching to NFL still does not have a job,
And he won't.
and we told you guys this years ago.
He
I
got
don't-
paid off.
Yeah.
If I'm an employer and my employee sues me and I have to pay a settlement, there's no way I'm going to hire that employee.
Not gonna
back.
happen.
Did we not forget the rules? Is that not how it goes?
Not gonna happen.
And it's sad and it's tragic. But Cam Newton does not have a job right now.
Jadeveon Clowney
Jadeveon Clowney.
still unemployed.
I think Jadeveon Clowney was priced. He priced himself out of the market.
Well, I mean, I'm looking at Jadeveon Clowney.
Pittsburgh, go
as-
pick him up.
They could use him for sure. But you're looking at defensive ends, people that get to quarterbacks
Yeah.
as a hot commodity, right? It's probably the next best thing to a left tackle. I'm talking about importance. A quarterback goes without say, but I'm talking about some other than a quarterback.
Don't count out Bill Belichick either.
Oh, I'm not. I'll never count him out.
But
He-
he got to be
he-
on the
yes,
discount
he-
for Bill.
Yeah.
Bill's
yes,
going
he-
to get him on the discount.
Yeah, Bill will get him on the discount and promising something else down the road.
Yeah.
But left tackles and edge rushers. They go. It's like hand in glove, bro. You gotta have them.
Got to.
But I think his problem is his injury. You know, his best ability is availability.
Absolutely.
And I don't think he's done a complete season, you know, in a number of years. So when you're pricing at the top of the market
Yeah.
and you're not available, I think you're pricing yourself out.
And that could be it, man. But I think what he's going after, and I understand.
But Peterman has a job?
Look, man, does he? Does Peterman have a job? We'll have to check that.
Raiders.
Man.
Raiders was his last
still on-
deployment.
that was
I
his
don't-
last team.
Yeah, I don't know if he's
Let's
still
see
on
if
the
he's
roster.
still now. If Nick,
Tannehill have
not-
one
Nate
good
Peterman-
season.
Probably not since they picked up Mariota. He's probably gone.
he might be.
Tannehill had one good season, and they gave this man the bag.
Yeah, big bag too.
What are we talking about here?
But the Peterman thing is even worse because they replaced Tyrod Taylor for Nathan Peterman.
It
He throws
says-
5
it-
interceptions.
It says on Wikipedia that he is an American football quarterback for the Las Vegas Raiders.
Still on the Raiders
Still
roster.
on the roster.
But guess what? Gruden likes him, though.
Yeah, he did. He
He
said it.
may end up
He
being
said
a
it.
coach somehow.
Probably so. Yeah, we just gonna slide you in the assistant
25-year-old
quarterback,
coach.
assistant quarterback's
Well,
coach slot.
I mean,
real
look at-
quick.
Hey,
Look,
Trent Dilfer is called a quarterback guru right
Man,
now.
you
so
don't stop.
But look at Charlie Batch. Look at Charlie Batch, though. Charlie Batch was the damn quarterbacks coach or something like that over in Pittsburgh.
Chuck was
for
a career
30 years.
backup. Chuck was a career backup, bro.
Former Lion, so he gets a pass.
And he go mob. That's my dog. That's my dog all the way, man. But
From
he was
Pittsburgh too.
yeah. But he was a career backup though. So we like Charlie Batch never put himself out there to be, But Nathan Peterman, I think we have to stop.
Trent Dilfer is training and
Man,
working out
please.
with 5-star quarterbacks out of high school.
Yeah.
Trent Dilfer.
Trent Dilfer.
I
Man,
lived in
sit down.
Tampa.
It's
when
happening.
Trent Dilfer was a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes Tony Dungy to stand by that dude to
Ooh-wee.
keep him with a job, man.
Boy.
Ooh-wee.
Look, if you don't believe Tony Dungy is a good man, he stood with Trent Dilfer.
Yes,
Wow.
he did.
God bless
Wow.
Tony Dungy. Because I wouldn't
Mel
have done
Kiper believed in him too,
it. Sure did.
till he got berated.
Wow.
Who is
Well,
Mel Kiper
well,
anyway,
Mel-
telling
well-
us who to take?
Well, Mel Kiper believes in a lot of folks.
Funny
So
hair,
it's-
head built.
Yeah.
It's Mel Kiper.
Trent Dilfer, Ryan Leaf should start a quarterback school.
Oh, wow.
Dang.
Realize what kind of commotion that would be? That would be commotion.
That's like a R. Kelly Jay-Z.
That'd be
album.
chaotic. That'd be chaotic. Thanks.
What's the redhead over that played for the Raiders?
Andy Dalton.
No, they played for the Raiders. back
Oh,
in the
Raiders,
day.
Raiders.
Oh,
Out of USC.
Oh, we talk about him.
Todd
Marinovich.
He should be the GM of that Ryan Leaf Dilfer school.
Marcus Russell as the quarterback. school.
Whoa. Yeah, man. This conversation is getting disgusting.
Hey man, Alex Smith is in the news a little bit. Now I want to know if that is his real leg. Alex
his
Smith
leg, bro.
had
That's it.
surgery on his leg.
That's it. It's his leg. Bro.
That's
That's
done.
his leg.
He's done.
That's his leg, bro.
He's done.
Well, from the E60 snippet that we saw,
I don't even think he can golf
he looked good to me. Dropping back, he looked good to me.
with that leg.
He looked
Ew.
good. You saw he had it wrapped up,
Ugh.
but I mean his rehab seems to be coming along fine.
Nah.
You cannot come back and play.
Gross.
Look, man.
Somebody
If
hit
your
that
wife
leg
lets you
again.
play, she doesn't love you no more.
That
He's 35.
she only loves
He
you for
is
the
older.
money.
That contract is guaranteed, though, right?
Oh, he
Yes,
got that
it
money.
is.
He got his guaranteed money, $55
Why
million.
come back?
Yeah, why? I mean, but he should thank Andy Reid regardless. It's like 10 quarterbacks need to thank Andy Reid
A
for
lot of
changing
quarterbacks
their
need to think. Andy Reid.
family's finances, period.
What about McNabb? Should he thank Andy Reid too?
Sure.
Or was he a good quarterback?
He was good, but he still thank Andy Reid.
He should thank Andy Reid.
He was good. He should still thank Andy though.
Yikes.
Yeah. Donovan was good. Thank Andy though. No doubt.
What landing spots will or should Cam Newton be narrowing down his?
Right
His-
now, it'll be any team, I believe. He just wants to be able to change.
I still think he's a starter though. I think he's a starter, Bill.
Go to-
I think all the starters are pretty much except that Chicago team.
He can go to Cleveland and start.
He can go to Jacksonville.
He can go to Jacksonville.
he can go to Cleveland and
which
start.
has no weapons.
I think he can. I definitely think he can start in Cleveland.
But is he going to change his outfit to do it?
No.
Is he going to change his attire?
That's not gonna happen.
That would be a condition of
You're
my
asking
team
too much
granting
now.
him a
Really?
contract.
Now you're
Yeah.
asking too much.
That's ridiculous.
If he
That
gets
ain't
on
gonna
there with one of them head scarves, bruh, that's not my
You're
quarterback.
going overboard. You overcooking my grits, coach. You're overcooking my grits.
Well, I
Just
mean,
saying.
if he's a backup, you don't have to worry about the headscarves. You just see him,
Yeah.
Oh no, he's still gonna dress the way him dress.
Yeah, he's still gonna.
Him,
yeah.
but he won't be on that good mic.
no,
after games.
that okay. The media got you.
I think honestly, man, he's a hell of a quarterback.
Yeah.
And truth be told, when they get to 30, that's really when you master your craft.
Sure.
It's just that like his focus hasn't seemed to be that. Like his fashion statements, all jokes aside, was more of a topic of discussion in this play.
Right.
And
Yeah, but
Which
that's
sucks.
a
Would you guys
that's
take
a
him?
narrative.
Would you guys take him as a backup?
Cam Newton right now? Sure. Why not?
As a backup?
Yeah.
Of course.
Why not? I wouldn't see an issue with it.
Oh yes. Yeah.
I would too. The back up.
Well, you're a Detroit Lions fan. I mean, I'm pretty
yeah,
sure
you
you
did.
got to
Well,
take
well,
Peterman.
well,
right?
hold on.
Man, no,
Well, hold
just
on.
Matt
messing with you.
Stafford. Matt
That's
Stafford
what I was gonna say.
is my guy.
What's
Is
good
he
with
your guy
Matt?
for real?
Yeah,
Because
Matt
they talking
Stafford's my
about
guy.
they talking about Matt might be being shown the dough here soon.
Okay, so now we have a different perspective. Someone from Detroit. Please let us know why you're a Matt Stafford guy.
I believe that they have never given him a consistent approach. He's a gunslinger that they've tried to make a dink and dunk quarterback. Further, talent-wise, you've never prepared him with a running game whatsoever. They're the one team that they had literally had 100-yard game since 2013 from a running back.
Dang.
So if you gave us a stable running back and our play action actually draws a defender in,
Because they got the wideouts.
Yeah.
That's not a
I
problem.
mean, he has had 4 or 5 different coordinators in the last couple of years. We had Derek Bevel, we had the Lombardi guy. I mean, like they put anybody back there to be a coordinator, to be a coach. He's went through so much. When he had a stable environment, ownership didn't support Caldwell.
And if you look at his
That's
stats,
very
Caldwell's
true.
And
actually-
Caldwell won.
Yes, he did. He was a winning boy.
And if you look at his stats, he's actually had some great stats over the years. He hasn't been a 30 interception dude. He throws a lot of touchdowns and throws for a lot of yards.
He is a gunslinger.
Yeah.
When they had a defense, they were a playoff team. They've never supplied a running game. And if you look at that, like, give me a quarterback with a rocket arm, give me a running game and a solid defense. And look, many teams have proven that's a championship formula. That's what San Francisco had last year. Jimmy Garoppolo, you can't tell me he's an elite quarterback by performance. They had a strong running game.
Very strong
hell of a
running game.
defense.
Very strong defense.
It's a basic formula that eludes a lot of people. And I would say to you, it's more of a reflection of ownership and coaching than it is of that quarterback.
Wow.
Well, also too.
Yeah, because you had
they'll let-
Megatron quit.
Oh boy, unbelievable,
At
His
30.
catch radius.
crazy, insane. Probably the best in NFL history as far as
Oh.
catch radius. Like he can go get anything.
He murdered our DBs.
Unbelievable.
Yikes.
He murdered everybody's DBs. Don't feel
He had
bad,
like,
Bill.
He had over 300
Killed
yards.
everybody,
Yikes.
bro.
And like, I was like,
Show me somebody else that they triple team on the goal line.
That's
That
crazy.
part.
On the
2
goal
defensive
line.
backs and a linebacker.
on the goal line.
And we still going to give it to him. That's deliberate, bro.
But that's that Doug Collins, Michael Jordan effect.
Well, look, no, even on that, switching topics there, but the season that Doug Collins coached him, Jordan was Russell Westbrook. He had 7 straight triple doubles. He averaged like 8 assists. He ran the 1 the second half of that season. It's just that they didn't have a talent pool, and the supporting cast wasn't allowed to help him at that time.
Right.
But individually, he was the most dominant player of that era. They just didn't have the best team. Detroit was the best team. And Detroit, and I don't mean individual players, some of their parts exceeded what the Lakers could do, what the Celtics could do, as well as the Bulls at that time.
but see, I have another look at that.
Are we on NBA right now?
Yeah.
Hey, switching to NBA.
Switching to NBA.
Hey, hold on. Hold on.
I have
Hold on, hold on,
another
hold on.
look
want
at that.
to
Before-
close out the NFL?
Let's
Well,
close.
well,
Let's
we
close it
closing
out
it
and then go into it. Your guy Dre
Man,
Bailey,
Goose Thomas.
Bill Blockham Logan,
Yeah.
Mr. James McCall in the building. Man, this is what we do. We give you guys the best of sports talk radio. We'll close out football real quick. Anybody want to get any last things on football real quick?
I'm just
We'll take
waiting for
Clowney.
Yes, you will. Yes, you will. Mitch Trubisky. His
Hopefully
fifth-year
that gets
option.
signed.
Yeah, hopefully.
Huh?
Well, he ain't going nowhere.
What?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Dak-
That's good. Yeah, Mr. Trubisky, his fifth-year option declined.
Oh yeah,
by
great.
the Chicago Bears. The Tennessee wideout Corey Davis. His fifth-year option declined by the Tennessee Titans.
I think he's had like
And-
142 receptions in
Yeah,
his contract.
crazy,
Yikes.
crazy. And also Leonard Fournette.
Yes.
His fifth-year
We'll
option
take him. Pittsburgh
declined.
will take him. We'll take him.
This is going to be a real interesting offseason here to see where these dudes land.
I say Bill Belichick gets one of those dudes.
Probably Fournette.
I don't think he need the running backs though. You got Sony Michel, you got James White. Like he doesn't really need the running backs. He needs the quarterback though.
I'll take Cam.
You put Cam, and this is all predicated on health, just like I said before.
Or Trubisky.
People forget about N'Keal Harry. He wasn't healthy. You get Julian Edelman and N'Keal Harry healthy. You got Sony Michel, James White. Let Cam cook.
Yeah.
Has
Let him cook.
any other team ever proven the how how not valuable a first round pick is other than the Patriots?
And
His drafting, the first and second round
Look.
picks have been abysmal.
And this is the crazy part, bro. When people bring up Aaron Rodgers he was only thrown one touchdown to a first round pick. So
I said the same thing.
So what?
I said the same thing.
That's the way the league is. Some of your best, let's look at receivers, right? Leave Randy Moss off because we know he was a first round pick, right? Jerry Rice. When did Jerry Rice get drafted? Was he a first round pick?
He was the first
He
round.
was.
Okay, look at Terrell Owens. Terrell Owens wasn't.
Was he third?
He was a third round pick.
Dallas was going to draft Jerry,
And
and then San Francisco moved up.
right.
Like
got
like they moved up in
Yeah.
the first round. I was like, why?
Hey man. It proved to be a good thing.
I think Bill Belichick, though, of taking scrap heap players like Kyle Van Noy that played
Yeah.
for the Lions.
Yeah.
They gave him away to Bill Belichick, and he
Sure
found
did.
a use for him.
Yep.
There's a lot of players.
He's
I
from
think
up north. He's from northern Nevada. Sparks.
those guys. I think they, he's very good at taking the players in the NFL and knowing exactly how to use them. But he has to get an NFL evaluation. I think their college scouting is off the mark. Because I don't like none of his draft picks, wide receiver especially, has ever panned out.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, man.
What does your NFL team look like this summer? Has it improved? Has it gotten worse? Let us know on the Let the Ball Bounce Facebook page, man, on this live right now, man. We appreciate everybody chiming in and giving us a little bit of time on this Saturday. Every Saturday at 2 p.m., also every Tuesday at 6 p.m. We give you guys the best of sports talk radio with your guy, Dre Bailey.
Man, Goose Thomas.
Bill Blockham Logan, Mr. James McCall in the building, man. The Last Dance coming out with the 5th and 6th series documentary tomorrow.
Can't wait.
And we have Coach McCall from the Detroit area here. Let me ask you this question. How do you really feel about those Detroit Pistons teams? Because there's a lot of people who could not stand the Detroit Pistons. I wasn't one of them people, even though I was a Jordan guy and I wanted Chicago Bulls to win. I'm a hoop fan. I'm an Isaiah fan. I'm a Rodman fan. At the time, I was a Dumars fan. I like the microwave. They had Adrian Dantley before he got, they had a nice little team over there.
Yep.
How was Detroit Piston fans and people from that area really standing behind their team? Were you guys?
Oh, we 100 with them. I mean, the thing is that I've always felt, Detroit basketball, I love the Pistons. They typified team sacrifice roles, and then they did what was required. People salute individual brilliance.
Right.
You can say, and I would say Michael Jordan, most dominant player of his era, unguardable, right? But that doesn't win a championship, as this Last Dance has proven. Him by himself is not, his individual brilliance cannot win you a title.
Right.
So less of him, more of his teammates, and them joining together as a team is what actually took them to that greatness. Now, marketing and promotions and the engine that it does only talks about Jordan. And Scottie Pippen, if you think about it, Jordan's light shines like the sun, and Scottie Pippen is a
beacon.
a freaking just a dot.
Right.
A dot in the sky.
Yeah.
But there is no championship without Scottie Pippen's doing that. And remember, this guy, I don't know anybody in America who said he wasn't soft prior to
That's very true.
his ascension. This guy was, Rodman was in his head. We neutralized him. And when he grew under Phil Jackson with Michael Jordan, when they lifted weights, when they got tough, when they manned up, they were able to overcome it. And truth be told, they became a team. But Jordan by himself we've seen other dominant players not yield results. And I think if you look for a parallel, right now we could all agree that Russell Westbrook will never win a championship if he plays like in this thing. Oklahoma City was never going to win a championship with
Never.
Russell Westbrook. Never.
With KD or without, didn't matter.
So go ahead.
Well, see, I look at it a little different. I look at it like this: Chicago Bulls, Detroit Pistons. I think Detroit had to resort to playing like that because they could not beat the Bulls straight up playing basketball. That's just me.
Here we go. Let's go.
That's just me.
Now, did they have to beat the Bulls? They were the champions. They were the ones who knocked off Boston. They were the ones who beat the Lakers. They were the ones who beat them.
True.
So we were not pursuing Chicago. They
No.
were chasing us.
No.
Yeah.
They had to change. They had to change, not us. We were whooping ass before.
Oof.
Before
Yeah.
Jordan came with that. Think about it. Detroit went from being the highest scoring team in the league. Denver and Detroit, 184, 186.
Yikes.
2, becoming a defensive-minded team. To be able to compete with the Celtics. Robert Parrish, one of the meanest dudes in creation.
Yeah.
Robert Parrish used to slap dudes.
Yeah. Cedric Cornbread Maxwell. ML Carr.
Cornbread Maxwell.
Cedric.
Come on, these dudes were fierce, were tough.
Yeah.
LA was no punks. Look, they had a resident thug, whether it was Kurt Rambis,
Yeah.
Mark Landsberger, to all those guys. That tough aspect was a part of basketball. They weren't the ones who invented it.
No.
They just decided.
I'm just saying that I look at those series and how Detroit was beating up Michael Jordan. They had to resort to that to neutralize the Bulls, knowing that the other supporting cast couldn't really
I think they were
didn't really
already
have the confidence.
But they
really,
I
They
think
didn't
they were-
neutralize Jordan.
Cut the head off the snake.
no, they didn't neutralize.
No.
They didn't neutralize
Yeah,
him,
he
but
was
they
like-
sure
Yeah, he was
they
still- he was
sure
still
beat
getting-
him up though.
Yeah.
Well,
that's
think about it though. You got to think about it when you come here, Mike. You got to think about it in that paint. You got to think about it. If you want to come in here, you got to think about it. Now, in any sport, wide receiver going across the middle. We playing two-hand toucher, we going to rattle his cage.
I'm a Steve
got to rattle
Atwater
the
that thing.
cage.
Got to rattle the cage.
I'm Steve Atwater in that thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, in saying that, what we're looking at is Jordan could dance. Jordan at that a champion performance with Jordan was 40 plus at that time. He still got them against Detroit.
Yeah.
But they made him think, they intimidated him. And Scottie Pippen had to think about it. He was not the player. He was afraid. He was
Yeah.
not tough.
Yeah.
So, what did Chicago do to man up? They hit the weight room. They had to bring it. They had to bring it. I have a 15-year-old son.
and they tried it. That one play that when Robin pushed him out of bounds, and he Scottie Pippen when he pushed him out of bounds, and he sat there for a minute. He wanted to retaliate or he wanted to quit.
About 10 minutes.
Mental toughness.
Yeah, but he was like, you
sat
know what?
there.
They was like, you know what, Scotty, get your wits about you. Go hit these free throws and let's play basketball.
Well, they had one.
They tried.
They had one of the dirtiest players in the game. though. They had they had Charles Oakley,
Yeah.
and they got rid of him. And Horace Grant was the power forward. Where Horace Grant and Scottie Pippen were finesse players, right? So, at the time, if you wanted to be tough, would you keep Oakley? If it was tooling up man for man, they could have went Oakley versus Mahorn or
They made the right move.
I think
They
they
made
the
an
right
excellent
move.
move.
They made
But
the
the
right
point was those wing players had to toughen up. I have a 15-year-old son. My 15-year-old son, we hit the weight room for the last year and a half, tooling up for high school because of what we're talking about. What are they going to do? My older son that played high school ball and college ball, when he got there, he could dance on you. You know what they do? They put their resident thug on you. That's still part of basketball to this day.
Yeah.
And you know what? You make him pay. You bump him every time. You give him resistance. Detroit was resistance. And Jordan, candidly, he needed his game to evolve. They would never have won if he didn't change.
That's very true.
He had to change.
He had to change, bros.
So now, think about it.
He had to get tougher. He had to get bigger.
Yeah.
Yes.
His game was still the same.
Yeah, but
Oh, yeah,
he
yeah.
also had
And
to.
then the other supporting cast had to follow
get
his
back.
suit.
Which means that he had to change from being that one-on-one, I'm for to beat the whole team, to trusting my team. He had to change mentally too.
when we talk about it, though, and Isaiah brought this up in the news this week, was that he said nobody took more punishment than him. Well, Karl Malone split his eye
Yes, he
all
did.
across there.
Oh, you still see it right to this day.
Where's Jordan Scars? Where's Jordan Scars from Detroit?
Well, nobody,
Boy, inside his feelings.
Nobody-
In his feelings.
His feelings.
In his feelings.
And we know that.
Right
Jordan the whole hoe for that.
here.
I'm just saying. I've said it. I've said it plenty of times, man. Jordan the whole hoe for that. You need to stop. Bros, where are your scars, though? But
He's the lady of the night.
well, he acting like it.
Yeah.
Oh, Eloise.
Did you bleed?
Most of us can say that, hey, man, whoever whooped our ass and made our tough, we rarely say thank you. He never said thank you to Detroit.
And he didn't complain about getting beat up either
No.
in those series.
But when he got
He didn't
past
complain.
him, I don't blame him for feeling that way. Look, man, they whipped his ass.
yeah.
Isaiah beat Jordan more than Jordan ever beat Isaiah.
Mm-hmm.
Secondly,
Yikes.
Isaiah's the only Isaiah's the only person that beat Magic, Larry, and Mike.
Did he beat Magic? Because Magic didn't play that series.
Well, he played. He played.
He
He
played.
got hurt the first game.
Well,
That's-
he played.
No.
He played. L is L.
Did Isaiah get hurt that first game, too?
Oh,
No.
because the year before with the 25 points on the sprained ankle and one.
That's
That one.
Okay.
That
He
game.
played.
crazy.
He still played.
That was crazy.
Yeah. Magic had a hamstring.
So did Byron Scott. Didn't play the whole series. So they didn't have a whole back.
Byron Scott was a different maker.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, Byron Scott.
Definitely.
That's-
Against the
shooter.
Pistons?
Sure.
He was the
Definitely.
shooter.
Definitely.
Against the Pistons?
He was
Definitely.
the
Sure he
shooter.
was.
But he didn't.
Against the Pistons?
He
Sure
was
he was.
the
There he
shooter.
was.
I
Come on
mean,
now.
I'm hearing from Laker fans. Sure they were. He was a shooter. Yes, they were. Bros, against the Pistons?
We ain't saying he was a difference maker, but he was the
That
shooter.
was my question.
He was
when
important.
he
He's their
drove,
starting shooting guard.
when Magic
important.
drove and kicked it out to him,
was
he was
important.
hitting the jumper.
Against the Pistons.
Yeah.
Detroit has beat LA
Stop it.
for more championships than LA has beat Detroit. Just
Well,
throwing that
look
out
up,
there.
just
Yeah,
look up.
but some of
look
those
up
got
there.
broke up by Detroit. There wasn't no three-peat. I mean, some of them got broke up by Detroit. I'm just
Let me-
saying.
let me
Detroit
ask-
had a three-peat. Oh no,
Well, they got robbed by
have
one.
three
They got
total.
robbed. They got robbed.
They have
by-
three total.
They got robbed for one.
Three
in LA.
total is not.
But
a
we
three-peat.
can't. You talking about taking somebody?
We can't do
Yeah,
that.
you talking about taking somebody's trophy away from him.
No,
We
no,
talk
we ain't
about
taking
this
trophies.
every week.
They ain't
You're
happening.
not going there to
That
the
ain't
house
happening.
and taking trophies.
No,
That ain't
We
happening.
ain't thieving now.
we have this discussion every
Hey,
week.
Goose, but do the Astros got to give theirs back?
Absolutely
Uh,
not. And I'm a Dodger fan.
They don't, but it's questionable.
But there's no but nothing. They got it. Damn it.
questionable.
You can't go to their
I'm a
house and
Dodger
take it.
fan. No.
but in all honesty, with that Astros, they like I had to really like go back and look at that series. There was like the Astros fully dominated. The
They
series,
dominated.
bro.
There's a
It was
reason they
nothing
dominated,
that
though.
could
They
be-
cheated.
Well,
You ain't cheating. You ain't trying.
if
ain't
you looking
trying.
at situational baseball, there were times that the Dodgers could have broken things open and failed to do so. That has nothing to do with beating
There's
on the
people
trash
that
can.
have cheated and lost. So
Just that-
you cheated and won, you still won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Ben Johnson. So let me ask you this: he cheated and,
He cheated.
and
He definitely cheated.
essentially lost in
He
life
definitely cheated.
after that. It's
Yeah.
just yikes. Let me ask
Carl
you this:
Lewis.
is Isaiah Thomas getting unfair credit for some of the things that took place with that Pistons teams in your eyes as a Pistons fan, a person from Detroit,
No.
homegrown?
No, honestly, I'm a person who believes in sacrifice for your team. Isaiah could have scored more. Isaiah could have been more of a marquee player, but the sum of their parts. So guess what? When Vinny came in the game, Isaiah went off ball. You know, look. So for Vinny to have his light, they had to share. They like if you look at Isaiah's minutes, he was like 32, 33 minutes a game. So if you look at Iverson, 40 plus minutes a game, right?
Crazy.
If you look at their per player usage rates, you know what? It was the sum of the parts. So, but that's what it took to win. And I think that's the difference. You know, with Jordan and the Bulls, they had to evolve to win. There was a process of learning how to win. Rarely does somebody come in and transcend the sport like Bird and Magic, who came in and made their teams winners. So, I mean, those are two that came in winning from the jump. But the process that Isaiah went through is the same process that Jordan went through, is learning how to win. And I think that when you look at that, Shaq and Kobe had to learn how to win. They had to have, Phil to kind of guide that. But you have to learn how to win.
It sure wasn't Dale Harris.
No.
No,
So let me ask you this: how did Detroit Pistons fans feel when they walked right past Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen and them, and didn't shake their hands and acknowledge the fact that they won that game? How did Detroit Pistons fans feel
At the time,
at the time?
F the Bulls. Now that's because, and again, at that time, the Bulls were in the media heavy, whining and talking about the Pistons were bad for basketball and all this stuff. It was a heavy media campaign, and they literally were heavy on their heads about that. The year that Chicago knocked them off, I think Detroit was like 41-41 or something like that. They weren't the dominant team that year. The Bulls were supposed to knock them off. They were supposed to ascend. They got old. They held on to pieces, and it was just the Bulls they were the next team.
Yeah, they were going to do it.
They were going to do it. It was going to happen. Now,
it's foregone conclusion, man.
their dominance after that was, I think, surprising to everybody. Like, nobody expected the Bulls to go out and win 6 to the next 8.
No.
I mean, at that time, you had a 2-3 year window, and then you'd have to retool, and that's
Repeat
a testament
twice.
to Jerry Krause. I mean, look, he stole Tony Kukoc. They traded Will Perdue for freaking Dennis Rodman. Like, I mean,
Heist.
Come on, man.
Heist.
And
Jeez.
if Jordan and them felt that bad about all those Pistons, why did John Sally, James Edwards, Dennis Rodman, I mean, like 4 or 5 dudes from the
Went
Pistons
over to the
and
Bulls.
played with the Bulls and got rings?
Well, John Sally is my name is Bennett, I ain't in it type of dude. You can clearly tell that.
Yeah,
Robert
He-
Parrish went there too.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Robert Parrish went there too.
that
But-
was your guaranteed ring.
Sure.
You know,
Right.
I would have loved to see Houston versus Chicago.
Ooh,
You know,
that'd have been great.
number 4. I don't know if Jordan hadn't retired,
Oof.
that might have been worth
A
it.
rivalry.
Yeah, that might have been a rivalry.
Otis Thorpe, Kevin Willis.
Yeah, because I mean,
Ooh.
Bill Winnington and Luke Longley and Bill Cartwright wasn't gonna shut down.
They wasn't
a
messing
team.
with OT.
Yeah,
So
It wasn't going
a
out.
lot of people want to put this bad boys basketball on the Pistons when the Boston Celtics have been playing that way for a long time, bros.
they were dirty, bro.
Super
Boston was
and
filthy. Filthy dirty, bro.
boy,
I this is guys on the truth. I remember as a kid, they were playing Philadelphia. This is like '82, and Philadelphia was drawing up a play. And if you look in the, this is like one of the playoff games. You look in the stands. One of the Boston players or ball boys or whatever was standing behind Philadelphia's bench, looking at what they were doing. Like Red Auerbach gave none. He would cheat to get what he wanted.
Wow.
I mean, and this is as a kid. I remember seeing that during the game.
right?
You know, so but to the point of it, being a Pistons fan and having the Celtics beat you down every year was very, very deflating. What was even worse was staying up on tape delay to watch the Lakers and the Pistons play, and Magic running them out the gym. You know,
Right.
so those guys were so dominant for so long, you know, and you're going back from 79, 80 till we didn't get to the point of getting to the finals of 87, 88.
Yeah.
So, I mean, 8 or 9 years of getting, kind of getting your head so it's just rough. So that's where my love for my team, because I rode with them from 21 and 61 and seeing Isaiah and all those guys go through, and they became winners. So to say that Chicago, like I said, I commend them. It's hard to watch The Last Dance and see that, essentially, because it's reliving the moments. I hated them dudes. You know, I didn't have a pair of Jordans until that dude retired. I was like, man, damn that. I am not rocking that. I'm not supporting that guy.
And that's why I wanted James on the show, because he gives a different perspective coming from the Detroit area and being a Pistons fan. To this day, it's still sour to Piston fans, man. Watching The Last Dance right now, they feel a certain type of way, though, G.
I get it.
But why?
But why? Look, I understand all of that. I let this man have the floor. He tells his story quite eloquently, might I add. But it's over, man. You got
My
beat.
point.
You got beat.
Okay.
You took that L.
They got 2 rings out
It was
of
the
it.
Sure,
Bulls. It was the
sure.
Bulls' time.
That's it.
Yeah, and the Bulls didn't take the Pistons' time away. Please note, the Pistons was over. The Pistons was over.
They traded away
That-
Bahorn.
Yeah, that was expansion draft.
Yeah, that was.
So had everything remained the same, the Bulls wasn't gonna win anyway.
They were going to win when they beat them. It wasn't Detroit wasn't their rival. Like literally, Chicago was past them that season. You look back at the stats. Detroit, they had already done it. Detroit got old.
Sure.
But
Quickly,
take that
too.
L. So you think
I'm
about
not
it.
going to say that Rick Mahorn was the difference.
No.
No. But
He was a bruiser on that
Oh,
team.
no doubt.
they
He
just
was
got
a
old.
thug for sure.
Oh, well,
Okay.
Was he a thug?
Yeah.
He said hella
Rick
picks.
Mahorn was thuggery, bro.
Yeah, a little bit. I don't remember a signature offensive move from him.
At all.
Zero.
And I ain't even watch him play a significant amount of basketball, and I can tell you it wasn't no signature move from Rick Mahorn.
But he did drop the seat on Shaq a few times. where
Yeah,
he
yeah.
Give him some
Pull the-
resistance, put the
absolutely,
seat out on him.
absolutely,
Yeah.
So, I mean, their time was over. And it was hard to watch that last season just knowing that, them last few campaigns was really rough. Because they got old. And if you look at, like, with the Bulls, the tragedy of it, though, was that they didn't let them go out defending their throne. You know what I'm saying? That, like, I would have loved to see them have to take theirs. What happened is that because Krause broke them up, we didn't see their downfall.
That's the tragedy.
That
of
is
this
the
whole-
tragedy.
That's the tragedy of this whole.
You know what? I never
Last
thought about it
Dance
like
thing.
that.
Yep.
We
We
saw
never-
Larry Bird back go bad.
That's very
Yeah.
true.
We saw Scotty pick up Magic for 94 feet.
Yeah.
Yes, we
Yeah.
saw that.
Couldn't even initiate the offense.
He couldn't get into nothing.
Yeah.
By the time he could, it was bad.
That's
bro.
the tragedy of this whole Last Dance is that they weren't able to fizzle out. Like
If-
the bull, like you guys, like you say, you guys, they weren't able to fizzle out. They possibly could have won 2 more championships, maybe 3.
But they're unblemished, and because they're unblemished, they're held in a higher regard. If they'd had to take that L, we would feel differently. If Tim Duncan and Celtics would have, and Tim Duncan and the Spurs would have beat them, we'd have felt different. Think about it. The Bulls didn't have to play against Shaq and Penny at their peak. Not fully loaded, not with Jordan. That would have been a game where that would have
No,
been.
they did.
They played him.
did.
I don't think
It
Jordan
was a
Jordan
half a
was-
season, bros.
No,
Yeah,
but
no.
the next season they played them in the playoffs. After Jordan
Yeah,
came back, they lost.
And
That
then
wasn't-
Orlando beat
the
him.
next season they came back in Orlando.
Yeah, Orlando beat 'em.
And well, no,
Well, no, not the
the
one after.
Bulls
I'm
beat
talking
them
about
the next year when Shaq and Penny were at their peak.
Yeah, but on your throne, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a different Magic. They came back, they retooled. Those players grew in Jordan's absence. You didn't, if you think about it, Pippen grew in Jordan's absence.
That's very true.
He was 27 points a game. He was fully Scott.
Coming into his own.
Yeah,
Oh.
he wouldn't have developed like that if Mike would have been there.
Well, they hoisted Horace Grant on their shoulders after they won that series. And came back the next year, and Jordan was on a mission.
Yes, sir.
Let me
Oh,
ask you
man, I
this,
love
man.
this game.
Should Isaiah Thomas leave it alone? And tell us why.
I personally wished he wouldn't have said anything. I wish he'd have took the Bill Laimbeer approach and
Yeah.
stood by it because, the thing is, you were a bad boy. You believed in it 100. When he said he would have shook his hand, honestly, I believe that he probably would have because he ducked his head when he walked by that bench. That's the damning evidence
the
of
part.
it.
That's
That
the
out of
one.
all of it, I would have went there, flexing. or
Yeah,
something.
I'd have looked the man in his
Yeah.
face if it was,
Right. Because he ducked his head and there wasn't nothing to duck under.
What, what did I say? Boy, you ain't even 6 feet tall ducking up under. What is you ducking under, Zeke? Ain't no arch right there.
Honestly, the Celtics didn't shake their hands.
Right.
If you look at
That
it.
happened.
And they grabbed Kevin McHale and shook his hand.
Yeah.
Sure.
And if you look at Kevin McHale's demeanor, all his rest of the since that time, Kevin McHale was mad cool. Like he
Yeah,
is
he was cool about
he's
it.
a player's player. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Underrated.
Rest of them
too.
dudes-
Underrated.
Best postman.
Oh, he's so
that era.
underrated.
That man right there. I mean, that they didn't shake their hands. There was no love between Boston and Detroit.
None.
And the reason why I heard that the Boston players like Larry Bird and a couple of them walked
They
off
were in the
early
tunnel.
because they were in Detroit and they didn't want to be stormed by those Detroit
Yeah.
Pistons fans.
Oh, kind of like how Detroit was stormed when they lost to the Celtics
I'm not going.
in
Yeah,
Boston.
In Boston.
That's what that's
Storming the
Boy,
court.
stop it.
Storming is part of the game.
Look.
I'm not gonna go there.
But hold on.
But would you want to be engulfed in all those
Man, stop it.
We
happens all the
saw
time,
in the
Bill. I'm
future
not.
how Detroit fans act though when they storm the court.
Because y'all seen Kareem when they lost, he was elbowing folks to get up out of Boston.
Malice in the palace.
but look,
They didn't want
that's
to
years
have the
apart.
malice in the palace
That's
before it
years
happened.
apart. Years apart.
They knew what was up.
This is a funny story, man. I remember going to Detroit. I'm from Kalamazoo, but we went to Detroit to go to Boblo Island. And first time going there, I was probably about 6 or 7 years old. We go to White Castle, and this is my first memory of Detroit. There was this dude in there with a trucker hat on that said, "I ain't friendly." And every time I've been to Detroit in my life, it reminded me it ain't nothing nice there to play. It ain't nothing to play with. You know, a car got stolen. You know, all kind of stuff. It was welcome to the D.
Yeah.
And that's just how it.
That's just how Detroit is. I mean, I've been to New York, and they are not friendly there either.
Detroit was my second home for about 7 years. I would go back and forth to Detroit probably 4 or 5 times a year. And it was like I became a resident. So I was there long enough to see Detroit things. Just like Coach spoke of, people getting their cars stolen. You know, just random dumb stuff. I was there long enough to see that.
Well, when I was in school, them Detroit dudes had the dopest jackets. The leather ones with the hoodies with the with the fur.
Max
fur.
Julians.
Man,
Yeah, the
I
Max
was,
Julians.
I was there long enough
where did
to
y'all
see
get
to
these
see
jackets
the
from?
to see the dudes when they wore polos, wear the collar up.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I'm like,
sir.
what the?
With
These the
Jabot jeans.
these
What
the
up, though?
leather
that?
bomber
What up,
jackets.
though?
These the leather bomber jackets with the hood,
Max Julian.
with the fur. Man,
Yeah.
them jackets was sweet, man.
Or how about the leather joint, the all blue one with the D on it?
Yes, sir.
And now we used to wear them on the block.
I was there long enough to notice that everybody wore top 10 Adidas.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Adidas top 10 to this day.
Yeah.
Yes,
Adidas
sir.
guy.
I
Yeah.
love. Oh
Look,
man.
because of that.
Yes,
because of that.
indeed. Absolutely.
Then they was
man.
telling me about them young boys out there running the game out there. I was like, what?
YBI,
Yes, indeed.
Young Boys Incorporated.
Yes, indeed.
Man.
Hey, Detroit, man. Detroit. I think Detroit just get a bad rap for what the media puts forward. Detroit is a dope city, bro. It really, truly is, man. Detroit is a super dope city.
It's
man.
cold as hell out there.
And it's
that's
cold.
It's cold as for real.
It's cold as Eskimo balls in Detroit, but it's still a dope city, bro.
I'll say this though, man. The fan base, the people there, they love and support the Pistons.
Yeah.
And anybody from that I know, begrudgingly respects Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
And not because he wasn't individually brilliant, but more so because, you know, it's a bitter rivalry.
Yeah.
I mean, a bitter rivalry.
It is.
And you know, watching The Last Dance, even though I'm waiting to watch it every day.
Is that the malice? That's the malice at the palace?
Yikes.
Wowzers.
Yeah.
Whoa.
But I bet Ron won't come
Unbelievable.
up in the stands again.
I bet you
Oh,
won't.
yeah.
Oh, Rob Ron
Hey,
ain't
you
coming
know
up there.
what's
But
funny?
Steven Jackson was up there throwing,
Oh,
though.
oh,
Thanks.
Oh, boy.
You know what?
Steven
You
Jackson
saw
was
who the real
throwing.
Well, he
gangsters
from the
were
street. He from
compared.
the
Man,
street.
Jermaine
Hey,
O'Neal.
you saw
Steve
real
Jackson.
gangsters compared to
Steven
like
Jackson is real.
the
Oh, yes.
Yeah, he's
oh,
real.
oh, Stacks is
I have-
definitely real.
More respect post career than I did during the
Sure.
career.
Yeah.
Sure.
And
Stacks
a
came
real
up there
dude.
throwing hands. I was
Stacks a
like, well,
real
y'all better get
dude.
out the way.
Heck, he made me think I needed a prenup on his last podcast.
Well, let me ask you this though, Bill Logan. How many rings does Steven Jackson got?
So you got Spurs.
Thanks, Goose. It was the Spurs.
I had to think.
Yeah,
Thanks, Goose.
he got at least one with the Spurs. For sure.
He made sure he said
What's the
Bill
point?
Logan.
What's your,
Yeah.
but okay, so what's your point?
No, I just wanted to know if you knew if he had any rings.
What are you saying?
I know he came up in the stands throwing. I know that much.
See, because a lot of people forget that Steven Jackson got a ring with them Spurs.
Yeah.
He might have got one with Indiana if that never happened.
Man, I
Because
don't-
I don't
Indiana
know about
was
that.
Indiana was
They had
one
Roy
of the
Hibbert,
best
man.
teams in the league.
Look,
Hey,
hold
Roy was
on.
balling back then.
Look, before
I
you
don't
say
think they had
anything
Roy
about
Hibbert.
Roy Hibbert,
Did they have him at that time?
was he there at that time?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What,
He
wait,
wasn't playing over Jermaine O'Neal. He probably was on the bench or something.
Yeah, Jermaine. Yeah,
Roy-
Maybe
Ron.
wasn't
Roy,
there.
Roy
No, he wasn't
Hibbert.
there. He might.
Yeah. That was actually a decent basketball
They
team.
had Jalen
man.
Rose on that squad too, didn't they?
Not that one. I think he was gone. by
Or was
then.
it? Was
I think
he after
might have
that?
been gone by then.
Who was their point guard? Was it Tisdale? Not
No,
Tisdale.
it was Jamal.
Jamal Tinsley.
Tinsley.
Iowa State.
Tinsley. Yeah, yeah,
Iowa
yeah, yeah,
State.
yeah. That's who it was.
Yeah, Jamal Tinsley.
I like Jamal Tinsley.
Haywood
Love Jamal
Workman.
Tinsley.
Was it Haywood Workman? Was it?
Was he on that squad?
He might have
No,
been.
that
Squad?
was way before.
Way
That
before
was-
him.
yeah,
That
that
was he was
was-
there with Reggie now.
Reggie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Reggie was still on that team. He was,
But he was
playing-
there like
was-
early Reggie though.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
what, mid-
Yeah, I don't think
Referee
that,
right
I don't
now.
think that the
Yeah,
Pacers
Haywood
would have won a ring that year.
Oh, they were good, man.
They were really good.
They had one of the best records in the league when that happened.
I don't think.
Who was coming out of
That was
the, out of
04-05
that's
season, right?
04-05. So
So Pistons had just won the championship. Indiana was
Dallas.
balling.
Well, you know, it's funny that you mentioned that Pistons team.
Dallas won before 04-05, right? Because
Yeah.
No,
No, Detroit won.
Miami
Detroit
won.
won.
No, I mean 05-06. I mean,
No. Dallas was until
when
11.
did Miami win? Miami won one of those.
That
No,
was
that was
06.
later.
No.
No, that was Dwayne Wade. 06.
Dwayne Wade 06.
Dwayne Wade and
Yeah,
Shaq.
yeah.
and Shaq.
The Pistons went to 6 straight Eastern Conference Finals.
There you go.
yeah.
But they went back to back to the championship. They played the Spurs. I saw.
Yeah, that was the Spurs that won
I saw
that-
Robert
that year.
Horry at the Mamba Sports Academy and told him she shouldn't have left him open in the corner. Nigga he just gave me the smirk and hit me on the back. I'm
Who
like,
you said that to?
Robert Horry.
Yeah.
Like she should have left your ass open, man. He just smirked, bro. I wanted to get him, bro. I wanted to get him. Still pissed about that.
Hey, Rob hit big shots, man.
You know what's
day.
funny? Looking at that Pistons Bad Boys team, as they depict here in the Last Dance, and then looking at that Rasheed Wallace teams that won it back to back. To me, it just exemplifies just the way that Detroit puts a team together. Is never just that one dude. It's a complete team.
It's a collective, bro. That Detroit team that beat us in the finals 04. Looking at the way it was constructed, I know Quan spoke about the trade, with Rasheed Wallace.
Man.
You got Chauncey Billups, you got Rip Hamilton, like you got Ben Wallace, you got just a
Tayshaun
bunch of
Prince.
dudes. You just got a bunch of dudes. Tayshaun Prince. You got a bunch of dudes that don't command. They don't command touches like that, right?
Like the Bad Boys.
Right. They don't command the basketball. They worked the ball around. They played as a team. Rip Hamilton, all he did was come off screens.
Well, then who built that team?
Joe Dumars.
Joe Dumars.
Joey
So
D.
And he built
he
it.
built
Joey D.
the same team that he played with.
Sure.
You know, it's funny.
Essentially.
They were saying, I heard
Yeah.
the other day on sports radio, the guy was saying how teams take on the
identity.
attitude of the
Yeah.
city, and I think that is true with the teams with Detroit. The LA teams, they always, it's LA, La
Yeah.
Land, Hollywood, and I think that Boston, blue collar, Detroit, blue collar,
White.
yep.
Super white.
Hella clear.
Yeah. So I mean,
Rock City, man.
the Detroit and Chicago, strong rivalry.
Yeah.
And just seeing the Last Dance, like I said, I'm waiting to watch it like anybody else, but watching is
Yeah. I know it's tough.
Yeah.
I know I'm hoping Detroit tap that ass and again. They did have a replay of Detroit playing that 04 championship against the Lakers.
Yeah, I posted on that the other night.
Yeah, I watched it.
Yeah.
Then he posted that right out. I was like,
I didn't.
dirty son of a mother.
I didn't.
I
said,
watched
if you
that
wanna
and I
watch
was
the-
yelling at the TV like
Not
it was
watching this-
happening right there.
Not watching this
I
debacle.
was mad all over again.
Not about to watch this,
Look,
man.
I'm watching it, and I do a post. I don't think you've seen it. I put a post. I said, if you want to see the Lakers get mollywopped by the
I'm
Detroit
watching
Game
this.
sweep.
I'm like,
Yikes.
yeah, this is par for the course. Move forward, please. Not watching this. We got dominated.
How does Shaq
man.
not have 50
It's
against Corliss
ridiculous.
Williamson?
That's insane.
They still have Mehmet Accord now.
Man,
They did
come
have Mehmet
on.
Okur.
Mehmet Okur was on that team.
Millisecond.
That's
It did-
crazy.
Eldon Campbell.
And who was the number 1 pick? They still had him on that squad. Darko
Darko
Milicic.
Milicic.
Look, as much as you could
Unbelievable.
say you pointed out that Joe Dumars was the architect of that, my God, man, Darko. Like, bro, you got a 1 out of 5 chance of getting a bus.
Lindsey Hunter was on that team, wasn't
You
he?
get the
Lindsey
bus.
Hunter.
was on that team. Lindsey Hunter was.
I would have been happy if
He
we
was
had
a
the
former
5th pick
Laker.
and got
A
Jackson
lot of
State,
former
yeah.
Lakers on that.
Jackson
Yeah.
State University.
He was a former
Lindsey
Laker.
Hunter.
Yeah, he was. You know what's crazy is when they got that Rasheed, right before they got Rasheed Wallace, I was saying, if Detroit, and this is me, if Detroit Pistons, because I was a huge Rasheed Wallace fan when he played, I said, if Detroit Pistons get Rasheed Wallace, it's over with, bros. He was so slept on. His entire career, he was slept on. His entire career coming out of North Carolina, man. How can you be that
I don't see how
slept
though.
on?
I
Was
don't
he
see
slept
how.
on in Portland though?
I don't think he was slept on.
He just
Yeah,
wasn't
Portland?
a selfish player,
He
man.
just wasn't. He wasn't a number 1 option.
He could have been.
He could have been, but
Talent-wise, he
no team never made him a number 1 option.
I think he was
He only
Portland's
averaged
best
like
player though
15
for a
a
while.
game.
Portland had, you want to talk about a stacked team. Pull that
Scotty.
team up. Damon Stoudemire. Let's start
I don't
there.
even have to pull him up. I
From
already
a
know.
talent perspective.
I could name every player on that team.
From
Me
a
too.
talent perspective,
Dale Davis.
Stacey Ogman, Greg
there was
Anthony,
no
Detlef Schrempf,
way the Lakers
Steve
were better
Smith,
than him from a
Arvydas
talent
Sabonis.
perspective. Arvydas
Sabonis.
Sabonis on that team.
Bonzi Wells.
Bonzi
Bonzi.
Wells. From a talent perspective,
Mighty Mouse.
Damon
they
Stoudemire.
were better than the Los Angeles Lakers, bro.
Wait, what was the
Scottie
salary
Pippen.
cap?
Scottie Pippen.
What was it?
Scottie-
How'd they pay these people?
Scottie Pippen.
Unbelievable.
Scottie
was getting
Pippen was getting
paid.
$13 million a year
Yes,
to
he
play in
was.
Portland.
Yeah.
They just came up where weed was a problem still. Like in the era.
Unreal.
Like the weed that was a jailbreak Blazers, bro.
Wow.
The
bro.
Jailblazers.
Wow.
That was a
How
squad.
did they pay all
How
those
did
players?
they do that? Luxury tax.
I know Pippen was getting $13 million a year.
Yeah. He was
In
making
Portland.
a nice little chunk.
Like their worst players on that team were starters in the NBA before.
No doubt.
Pretty much.
No doubt.
So Shaq and Kobe overcame them.
Mm-hmm.
And they overcame the Sacramento Kings, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who did Jordan and the Bulls overcome during their reign? Who was a real threat to them? Like you were like,
mean-
oh my God, that's the squad.
Nobody.
It was the Knicks were there for a
Yeah,
while.
that was about it.
That was it.
That was it.
But
they
was
didn't
the
scare
Knicks really threatening the Bulls?
Yeah.
I didn't think so.
Low key, low key, they
yeah.
threatened them.
Low key, though.
Low key, they threatened them. But that was about it. They didn't really, as far as
And
playing
Indiana
against
did later on.
real live famers. We talking
98.
about they didn't see that until
Utah.
the finals, where they played against John Stockton and Karl Malone, where you played against Charles Barkley and KJ. You know what I'm saying? Like that was when they actually saw,
Yeah.
you know, that threat, so to speak, and they dismantled everybody in 6 games. So
If you
it
look
didn't
back at it,
matter.
if you look back at it, it was no one.
Nobody. At the
In
end of the day,
their 2 3-piece they did, it was nobody.
Nobody.
I
Nobody.
mean, Shaq and Kobe had San Antonio that was still
sure.
Boy, yeah.
Sure.
'Cause,
Murderers Row.
Tim
doubt.
Duncan got 5 rings during that Shaq and Kobe era.
2000 Blazers. Greg Anthony, Stacey Ogman, Brian Grant, Gary
Brian
Grant.
Grant.
Antonio Harvey was their worst player. Joe Klein. Well, he might have been their worst player.
Yeah.
Jermaine O'Neal, Baby Jermaine.
I forgot Jermaine.
Scottie
Baby
Pippen,
Jermaine.
Sabonis, Detlef Schrempf, Steve Smith, Damon Stoudemire, Rasheed Wallace, Bonzi Wells.
Smith.
Yikes. Steve Smith
Oh,
was my
that was
guy.
unfair, bro.
I'm a huge Steve Smith fan. That's
Oh,
my
that team
guy.
was talented.
Yeah, it was talented.
Dog.
And they were one bad rebound away from beating the Lakers.
They were
That
by
game
But they
really
had a
pissed-
15-point
15
lead.
in
I
the
was going to
fourth.
say that. They had a 15-point lead in the fourth.
That game really pissed me
You
off.
can't.
I broke
there's
stuff
No way you can
Going into
give
the
that
third and
up.
fourth period. I broke some stuff in the house.
And
Oh.
Scotty tried his
I
best.
wanted Scotty to get a ring
Scotty
so
tried-
bad.
Man.
Scotty
Without
was
Mike.
trying his
Yes,
best.
Mike.
yes, and I love Mike.
Scotty was trying his best to be a thug to Kobe, and Kobe just shook
Yeah,
that
that
stuff up.
wasn't gonna happen that series.
Yeah.
He tried his best.
He was dealing with
you know-
dealing with young Mamba at that time.
You
yeah.
know who gave Kobe not fits, but a little bit of matchup problems? It was Bonzi Wells in that series. But Bonzi Wells was coming off the bench. Scottie Pippen played more. He was getting paid more.
Ruben
So-
Patterson called us. Ruben Patterson
Ruben-
called us
Kobe stopper, man.
the Kobe stopper.
Man, stop it. Stop it.
I'm just saying, Ruben.
Ruben Patterson.
Big ups to Ruben Patterson. Man, I seen him last year at NBA Summer League. We was up there talking
Ruben
a little
Patterson, man. Wow.
Yeah, man. Look, Let the Ball
Man.
Bounce Sports Talk Radio, man. This is
Sir.
what we do. We give you guys the best of sports talk radio, man.
I do have one thing though I want to ask. Is I hope The Last Dance covers the Washington Wizard years. It
I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure if it's 10,
It's 10. They gotta cover.
got to
it.
cover the Washington.
They
Wizard
gotta
years.
cover.
Yeah.
it. Last All Star game.
over
They
there
gotta
playing
cover
over
it.
there playing with T Nez. Big ups to
Tyrone Nesby.
Tyrone
absolutely,
Nesby, man.
Yes, indeed, man.
Big ups to Tyrone Nesby,
Yes,
man.
indeed.
He won the
One of
coach of the
LV's
year.
finest.
Yeah, he won the coach of the year over in
He lives in Philly now, right?
I actually coached his son
Yeah.
locally.
He in Philly.
yeah. I thought it was Pittsburgh he was in, or
Mike,
is it
he
Philly?
out there?
But the AAU, not AAU, but college coach of the year for his squad out there, T Nez.
So-
But he had Courtney Alexander over there. He had
Whoa.
Tyrone Lue.
Crazy.
Yeah, was Rip Hamilton on that
Rip
team?
Hamilton.
Rip Hamilton was
Yeah,
on that
was
team.
Baby Red.
And Jerry Stackhouse.
Oh, Stack.
And
Baby
Kwame.
head, bro.
If that was not a
one
sign
pick.
of things to come.
Boy.
Yes.
The number one pick by Jordan.
Kwame Burger King Hands
Jordan.
Brown.
Jordan
The
is
number one pick by Jordan.
not
Yes.
the GOAT
Yes.
as an exec.
He is not the GOAT as an exec. He stinks.
He picked that white dude from Wisconsin too.
Oh, you talking about Adam Morrison?
No,
Oh,
him
no,
too.
from
No,
Gonzaga.
no.
From Kamenetsky.
Yeah, Frank.
Talking
Kaminsky.
about Frank. Talking about
College
Frank
player
Tank.
of the year.
Frank.
Frank Tank.
I like Frank.
I like Frank. I like Frank. As a college player, sure.
At that pick,
Nope.
who else would you have picked?
Let's see.
In that
Anybody
draft,
else?
Let's see. Let's see.
Let's look
you
at that
pull it
draft.
up.
because I don't think that draft was uber talented. I could be wrong,
I don't think it was either, but we'll see. At that pick,
we'll have to see.
who was picked after him?
We'll be in 2020, so that was what, the 2014 draft, 2015 draft,
Frank's been in the league 4 or 5
about
years.
5 years.
2015 NBA
2015?
draft. He was
Third pick.
the 9th pick.
Oh,
Nice.
that's
After him was Devin Booker, Justin Winslow, Miles Turner, Trey Lyles, Devin Booker, Cameron Payne, Kelly Oubre, Terry Rozier, who we got now,
Any one of
Rashard
those
Vaughn,
dudes.
Sam Decker, Jaren Grant.
Devin Booker?
Any
no,
one
no,
of
no.
those.
I'm saying
Right.
at that time, you not
You
not
ain't
knowing
going to
it.
go
You
get
not-
Devin Booker.
You're not.
Devin
Not at
Booker
that
surprised
time.
a lot of people. Let's
He
just
was
be
a
honest.
project, bro. Let's be
Very
honest.
true. And you would not have picked up
Trey
emerged
Lyles
Elite
from
Gray.
Kentucky was picked
Come on,
one pick
bro.
ahead of
Come
Devin
on,
Booker.
bro. Come on, bro. Dog, Devin Booker was a project, bro.
That's
we-
real.
we didn't know
and
he was
so,
gonna be
and
good.
so
We
was
didn't know that.
Oubre.
And so was Kelly Oubre. And I
Well,
love Kelly Oubre.
me too.
He was
Okay.
a project, though.
The problem with that though is that means he had no foresight because the game was changing.
Sure. At
So-
that time, absolutely.
So
Yes,
he
sir.
was still thinking the big man. If you go back to that 83 draft when Jordan or 84 draft when Jordan got picked, they were talking about the big man,
Mm-hmm.
and it was laughable that they picked Jordan because it's
Yeah.
a big man's game,
Right,
right?
right.
And just that was the whole mindset. People like was it Steve? Well, I forget the guy's name, but there were the bigs were how they selected. That
Mm-hmm.
was the old mindset that like Jordan picked Adam Morrison, College
Mm-hmm.
Player of the Year, Frank Kaminsky. So he was betting on the wrong attributes
Yeah.
of these players without any foresight.
But
Because
everyone
Rod-
thought
'cause-
Morrison was going to be
I-
good, though.
I
He-
did.
he
I
was-
thought he was going to be good,
I
bro.
put my
I
money
thought
on
he
him.
was going to be
Because
solid.
Rod Thorne said, had we had the second pick, we would have took Bowie.
For sure. We would
You
have went
would've
after
took
a
Jordan?
cent for sure.
That's what they needed at the time. You got to think the
Because the big man
Trailblazers
was the
had
premium.
Clyde
Big man was the
Drexler.
premium.
who was
They
not
wasn't
top
trying to-
10
they
shooting
wasn't-
guard
right,
of all
according
time.
to
No,
some
he said
people.
if we had the second pick, if the Bulls said Rod Thorne, who was the Bulls GM, he said
Yeah.
if we had the second
They'd have
pick,
went with Sam Bowie.
we'd have went with Sam Bowie. We wouldn't have picked
Just
Jordan.
letting you know.
True, but hey, that was. I mean, look,
I mean,
Yeah.
hindsight always 2020. Like
well, back then the
that's-
big man was
he was a
you couldn't debate the-
You went through your bigs.
Yeah.
Yeah, you couldn't debate the Hakeem Olajuwon pick. I
No.
think.
No.
Oh no.
I would have picked
No.
him 10 out of 10.
No.
And that's what
But
Rod Thorne was saying.
Sam Bowie, I remember watching him play. He was a big who could produce, but he wasn't
Right.
a game changer. And for what Jordan was a winner at North Carolina. I mean, if you was gonna like, it's not. Hey, Sam Bowie was his rival and doing it. He wasn't Ralph Sampson.
No,
Right,
but Sam
He wasn't
Sam was
Patrick Ewing.
productive. Sam was productive.
And we got to
that's-
look at
that's
bigs
all
in that draft
yeah,
too.
and that's what
bigs
you
were in that
really
draft.
look
And
for.
in the league.
Look, I
You
think they with Melvin Turpin was out around that
Yeah.
time. Like, they're
Mhm.
I'm not saying it was a mistake to pick Sam Bowie,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
you know,
But they did have Clyde Drexler. They didn't need
Yeah,
two
they
of the
didn't
same
need- they
people
didn't
at the same
need-
position.
if you got that high of a draft pick and you miss, man,
Yeah,
it's
it sucks.
debilitating to
It
your
sucks.
franchise.
And that's why I say Jerry Krause got lucky.
The
He got
stars
lucky in
fell
Jordan.
upon Jerry Krause.
Well, it was Rod Thorne. Rod Thorne
Rod
was the
Thorne
GM.
got lucky.
So Rod Thorne was like, okay, well, we're going to take Jordan. Since they took Sam Bowie, we'll take Jordan.
That was luck.
Because those were the top 3 picks.
Yeah, regardless
Hakeem
of what order it's gonna
Olajuwon,
be in.
Sam Bowie, and
Sure.
Jordan.
Sure.
So it fall in line with the 3 players.
Mhm.
But Rod Thorne said that we had the second player. We would have put
went with Sam Bowie.
We went with Sam
Wow.
Bowie.
You know, who I would love that they had interviewed on that though was that George Gervin played with him his rookie year.
Mm-hmm.
I would have loved to hear the Iceman say what his impression of
You
Jordan
wasn't doing the
was.
interview because Jordan told on him for doing cocaine.
Traveling
Well, I mean-
cocaine circuit.
Well, I mean, he didn't say Iceman.
He
but
said
you could-
everybody on the
Said-
team
he
but
said
me.
The players
said
were over
almost
here.
everybody.
The girls was over here.
He said
Whoa.
almost everybody.
He
you know
said,
who they got
look
rid
at
of?
the roster. Google the roster. You can see who was
You know
cocaine.
who was a toast of Chicago before Jordan came? Our man Reggie Theus, UNLV.
Oh, yeah,
Shout out
Reggie,
Reggie
yeah.
Theus, man.
Yeah, he was.
Shout out Sutton Sam Smith, man. The first
Yeah.
person to complete a 4-point play in the NBA, man.
Yeah,
Star guy, man.
yeah.
Trivia.
Probably
Some
outshoot
dude.
all of us to this
Man,
day.
right
boy.
now, right now in 2020,
Yeah.
what's today? The second? May 2nd?
May
yeah.
2nd.
Yeah, I'll shoot everybody.
Yeah, I had my
No
son with Sam Smith out there. Sam was out there coaching him up on shooting and stuff like that. I'm like, son, you have no idea.
I have no clue how good this
Look.
dude is.
Look, and when Sam works out the kids, man,
Unbelievable.
that dude is so funny, man.
Yeah, he's
Hilarious.
funny.
Oh my God.
He's so
oh
funny,
my
bro.
God.
Hilarious.
Oh my God.
Hilarious.
Oh my God.
He's funny, bro. Let the ball bounce. Sports Talk Radio, man. Your guy, Dre Bailey.
Hey, man, Goose Thomas.
Bill Blockham Logan, man. James McCall in the building, man.
I made
Talking this
that
last
mistake.
dance.
I made that mistake years ago playing in the Doolittle League.
Not-
You know, I
not
thought I was a
with
little
Sam.
half. I thought I was a little half-ass shooter.
No,
You know,
no.
Sam was like, "Boy, you can't shoot." I was like,
No,
"Man,
no.
come on."
I'm not messing with Sam.
I hit the
dog.
first one. Next thing I know, he was knocking them all down.
Bro.
I was
Effortless.
clang,
Bro,
I was like, "All right, man,
I
I'm
put
done.
my hand in Sam's face
I'm done, bro."
like this. Bro.
Yeah, some muscle memory at that point.
Whack 'em. Whack 'em.
Yeah,
Whack 'em. That's how it sounded
yeah.
from NBA range.
Like
I'm like, this guy, man.
LTBB in the building, man. This is what we do, man. We give you guys the best of Sports Talk Radio every Saturday at 2 p.m., every Tuesday at 6 p.m., man. This is what we do, man. We appreciate you guys for chiming in.
Uh-huh.
Let the ball bounce. Sports Talk Radio show. I know we ain't done this in a while, and I know sports isn't in, but who is your what were you thinking during the quarantine time?
Wow. I guess I'll go with oh boy Larson, man, the NASCAR driver, man. That was, I mean, you just showed us your true feelings, obviously, but I mean, afterwards you own it, but during the course, you like, silence, bro. Couldn't say nothing. Then you come out with this written apology. Bro, look, man, you feel how you feel.
Own it.
And I'm okay with the
Gotta
way
own
you
it.
feel. I'm okay with the way you feel because I know.
You gotta own it, though.
I get it.
The killer part is that he went through their diversity program. He was
Yeah.
he went through the whole thing, so
Come
there
on,
was
bro.
enough awareness.
Come on, bro.
And you've been prepped enough and trained enough not to
Come
make
on,
that
bro.
mistake.
Come on, bro.
That doesn't mean you don't feel the way you feel. You're entitled to that. You
Come
feel
on,
how you
man.
want to feel. But you've had enough training
Yes.
and should know better.
I think my what were you thinking was you posted it, Dre. Dude killing his girlfriend and her 2 kids.
Unbelievable stuff.
Victorville.
What
Yep.
are you?
Victorville, California. Yeah. Wow.
I mean, I don't really have words for it. I just don't understand it. Now I've been through a bad breakup, divorce, and all that stuff, and I never ever thought in my mind to kill
No. It's
my
crazy.
ex-wife.
It's crazy.
That's not that wasn't.
It's crazy.
I'm like,
Unbelievable.
There's a lot of sick people out there
some
in the world,
sick
man.
people, man,
Bunch.
Even during
that
this
we
quarantine.
dwell upon.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I never thought that never come in my mind because it's like,
I bet you he won't catch the COVID.
well,
That's ridiculous.
yeah. You read about those things. You're like, man, how could you even? What could even drum your mind
It's
up to
crazy.
want to even do something like that?
It's insane, man.
But it's more out here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He ain't the only one. It's more out here to have that embedded in the back of their mind that if this don't go the way I want it to, then I'm taking out everybody.
Right.
My what were you thinking? It's my own. Why did I binge watch anything prior to this COVID? Because man, I think I've run out of content.
Ain't
I'm
got
searching.
nothing left.
Man, I'm watching anything I can find. If it's mildly interesting, bro. I'm watching the
Did you
Fabulous
see
Life
the
of Kimmy
Centoria Brown
Smith.
one?
Man, I've watched everything possible on in Netflix, Hulu,
Yeah.
Prime. Bro, I'm watching stuff. I'm watching some Russian superhero movie. I don't understand any of the dialogue, but I'm going with it, bro. Cause like, bro, my life is.
It's come to an end.
Yeah,
It's a wrap.
like
It's a wrap
this-
on your Netflix life, huh?
man. I'm just saying it. I got to reassess my priorities. Like, I got to learn to save a series because I've binge watched a lot of stuff. And then when this all came about, man, I'm searching for content.
Yeah.
I'm searching. Also, the opportunity for people to
Yeah.
create content.
Yeah.
People absorbing more right now.
Absolutely.
Than ever
That's
before.
very
Yeah,
true.
Absolutely.
Well, my
True,
my
true.
week's what were you thinking goes to the people who are not watching or following the Let the Ball Bounce
Man.
Sports Talk crew, man. You guys
At this
really
point-
missing out, man.
Right now,
You guys are really missing out.
you're disrespecting yourself.
Yeah. It's a good show, man. We talk good sports. We talk good life stories. We have great interviews with real people that you could actually touch. And shame on you for not listening to LTBB.
Do you believe Jordan could have ran a 4.38, 4.39, 40?
That'd be negative.
Why? Why though?
More so because I don't like him, but
Yeah.
more so.
There it
because I
is.
do like-
There it is. There it is.
There it is.
There it is. Hassan Grant.
Now maybe a
Because you couldn't
4.41.
run no 4.38. You mad because Jordan was rumored to run a 4.38.
I do know he couldn't hit a curveball.
Oh no, he couldn't do that.
I'm very aware that he couldn't do that.
My thing is the issue I have is why now, 35 years later,
Well,
does this come up?
Is Roy lying? Because that's who said it.
Look, I'm not inclined to believe anything Roy Williams says right now, and you know why.
Stop.
You already know
He
why,
gets
sir.
a pass by me right now
Man,
during the COVID.
you know what? That you're right.
gets a
I
pass.
think we did agree on that the COVID came up, so we gonna give Roy another shot.
It was
think you
Mark
did.
Davis and Coach Guthrie. They timed him. One said 4.39, the other dude said 4.38.
We're gonna go with 4.6.
Why though? Why you gonna go in somebody else's memory and take their truth?
Didn't we just talk about this?
Oh,
And
boy.
further, we've never described him as being one of the quickest or fastest players.
Never.
Jump, yes,
Yeah, absolutely.
That's
Hang
explosion.
time?
That's explosion.
but that doesn't translate. To
That don't
40 speed.
translate to 40 speed.
They
though.
do it in
You know
football. They
That's not
translate
the same.
explosion, your vertical and your broad jump
Hey, Quan,
to your 40.
When are they gonna ask a track guy? I guess never.
Dre, what do you think?
I guess I'm just
and-
not in it.
This is what I'm saying, though.
They said the same things about Usain Bolt, about how tall he was, and about how he could not be that fast because of his height.
But we ain't never gotten to a point because we've seen it. We've never had the discussion, man, I never thought Usain Bolt could be that fast. We saw it.
He was from the Show Me State, though.
Well, question.
I'm talking about before that in track and field. The thing is with guys who are tall. Let's just say Michael Jordan, 6'6". They want to put on hurdles. Right. They want to put in high jump. They want to put them in long jump. Right. They're never thinking about putting these guys in the 100 or the 200. True. They'll put them in the quarter miler, like what I ran, the 400. They'll do that all day. But they never put them in the 1 and the 2. They did that with Usain Bolt. And he went out there and proved to everyone that size does not matter if you're fast. So I'm not going to say that Michael Jordan would not have ran it. I don't know. That's my stance. I don't know.
I look at it like this. Jordan was an elite athlete, bro. At 18, 19, 20 years old. He was an elite athlete. Now, he didn't train to run for, track events. He just was a great athlete who probably could run fast at 6'6". People don't know that.
All right, quick question.
Bro, now, we all know some freakish athletes
absolutely.
that's grown up with us and we've seen.
No doubt.
Broderick.
I grew up with one.
Broderick,
who also ran track, though.
Yeah, and he ran 100.
Yeah. I grew up with one. His name was Vernon Polk. He ran for Clark. This dude was 6'4", could jump 27 feet. He basically could do any event on the track. Ran the hurdles, the 330s, the 110s. He ran the open 100. He's ran the open 200. This dude was he was running world class times in high school. Just a freak athlete. Out there smoking cigarettes in the infield.
Marlboro man.
Out there smoking cigarettes.
You had
in
these
the
Virginia
infield.
Slims. Newport 100.
Then came over there.
Yikes.
Then came over there in the long jump pit, jumping 26, 27 feet. I'm like,
yeah, that's crazy.
Then go run the hurdles.
Yeah.
Then he ran the relays because you can only do 4 events.
But you don't agree.
No. I'm sorry, guys. I can't.
And Vernon wasn't a track dude.
Right.
But he was so good at track to where he was just like one of the best in the state. He was just a pure athlete. He could play anything: basketball, football, baseball.
Yeah.
I mean,
you got guys that are
that could have been Jordan.
You got guys that are like that. But my thing is, and this is my thing, did we ever hear Jordan participating in track and field prior to coming to North Carolina?
No, he didn't want to. He just wanted to play basketball. You see, he came home and cried to his mama when he got cut. So he just wanted to play basketball.
Sure he did.
I just never heard him described for his speed or quickness.
I
We talk about like Tiny Archibald was fast, or Allen Iverson fast, and that football fast. He was football fast as a running quarterback. So I'm not saying he couldn't, but
who am I to discredit what somebody else said that they saw or clocked?
He's a North Carolina homer, man.
Obvious.
We already know. We already know what Roy Williams on, man. We know that. Dre.
Well, what's wrong with being a homer?
We know that.
What's wrong with being a homer? You're a homer. You're a D-homer.
You sure is a D-homer.
But there's not one thing that I said that you guys could question the credibility of.
Sure.
Because they were all facts. Sure. I'm not saying, hey man, I saw Isaiah, get a triple-double in the first quarter.
Well, them clocking him could be facts. As well.
Look, I just think
they didn't clock every basketball player. That wasn't their standard practice, and
they were out there running 40s in one of their summer workouts, and they said, okay, let's run some 40s.
Now, Dre, you were a track guy. I'm gonna naturally believe something that you say about the sport of track and field or running in general.
Okay.
I threw shot put and discus. I wasn't a on the track guy, but I was a track guy nonetheless. Right. So I saw these things happen every single day. I saw these things happen. Now, that'd be like somebody like I played with, like Demetrius Hunter or Eddie Shelby, right? Eddie Shelby, 6'3", long, lanky. That'd be like Eddie Shelby, who we wouldn't describe as a fast dude. Eddie wasn't fast. He was more quick than he was fast. But that'd be like Eddie Shelby, who was a freakish athlete as well, getting out on the track and we clocking him at a 4.38. Hold on, man. You sure Eddie ran a 4.38, man? Hey, Eddie, I know now. Eddie ain't slow.
Well, you just said he was more quicker than fast,
Yeah,
so he probably
yes.
could have ran a 4.4, something like that.
Well,
if you put him out there on a 40,
I just don't think people really understand. Not us. I'm not talking about us. I'm just people in general. Really don't understand how fast a 4.38 is. We're talking dudes that's in the league. We talking running backs and wide receivers that's in the league that do this.
Train for that.
Train for it, can't do it. That's my issue with it.
So how abnormal is that? How fast at your best? What would you say at your peak athletic? What you think you ran? Or
A 40?
Yeah.
I was never
probably
a 40, 100
Right,
runner.
right.
I never was.
But in your
distance.
opinion, just if that was that,
at least a 4.5, right? At least a 4.5.
For me,
Yeah.
maybe a 4.6. Maybe a 4, maybe 4.5, 4.6. I would say.
Because back in my day when we were getting tested for 40s, when I was in Utah, Eastern Utah, I ran a 4.47.
Which
Hand time though in 82.
Yeah. Well, the only reason I say that is because the only reason that they put me in the 100 for anchor was if our anchor was hurt or they needed me to fill in somehow. I was a quarter miler runner. I ran the 2 and the 4. The 4 was my best. I could run a 400 full speed. Most of the track athletes out there can't do that. So that is maintaining the speed from the beginning all the way to the end of that damn race.
Yeah,
and nobody wanted to run that race. Nobody wanted to run that race.
a very hard
And
race.
to train for that race, we had to do, much more.
Yeah.
Miles, 5 mile, and things like 3 mile and things like that. But
it's just I'm not going to just summarily just
but
flat dismiss
I've
Michael
never
Jordan.
done it though. So
Yeah, I'm not going to dismiss Michael Jordan.
I can't downgrade what I don't know. I mean, I would love to say, I think I probably could have ran about a 4.4.
No, you just going to be honest with you. It starts with you being honest with you. If you think you can run, if you think
But
4.5 is it, that's what it is.
But I didn't have a good start, and that's one thing that Usain Bolt does not have.
He does not have a great start at all.
have great starts.
Great top end
He
speed,
has
though.
good closing speed,
Yes.
which is something that I had, especially if there was somebody ahead of me. It just, I got the Hawk Award. They
like a Mack truck, man.
Right.
Start out slow, can't stop you at the end.
Right.
That's just what it is.
Bo was a successful multi-sport athlete.
Sure,
Deion Sanders,
tremendous.
okay. Michael Jordan, nah.
But just
Why?
because he wasn't a multi-sport athlete, don't
we're
mean
saying freak athlete.
Yeah,
that it translates from one sport to another. That's what we're saying. Like, hey, you know what? He was.
So you telling me that if Jordan would have went out for football, he probably wouldn't have been great at that? At receiver?
I don't know. I don't.
Just like we wouldn't know if he ran a 4.3 or not.
I don't know.
There was a track guy, Ronaldo Nehemiah.
Yes, indeed.
Didn't translate well to the NFL.
Yeah.
Bob Hayes.
And a lot of things don't translate over to the other sports. So
but it don't mean you can't run a 4.38.
no,
You still can be fast.
let the ball bounce. Sports Talk
Just
Radio.
doesn't look right. That's all, guys. Not
Your guy, Dre
man,
Bailey,
Goose Thomas.
Bill Blockham, Logan, James McCall in
What
the
up,
building,
though?
man. We appreciate you guys chiming in and Let the Ball Bounce Sports Talk Radio show every Saturday at 2 p.m., every Tuesday at 6 p.m., man. This is what we do. We give you guys the best of Sports Talk Radio. Please download that Gorilla Cross app on your phone. Follow us on all of your social media outlets at Let the Ball Bounce Sports Talk Radio and on Twitter, and that's with one T. Come on, man.
You
Follow
didn't hum
Let the
it,
Ball
Bill.
Bounce. Sports Talk Radio, man.
That's
This is what
knockout.
we do, man. And guess what, man? If you scared,
You better go to church.
I was looking at this knockout like,